What's up? Happy Sunday. All right, let's just see what we got going on for the new week. And so, checking it out, Bitcoin history on Heikinashi's. All right, up only, right? But when you look at it, right, up only, and really, it looks kind of flat. I know the range is like 6,000 to 70,000, right? But just checking it out, based on certain principles, right, of vector candles at least, all right, on Heikinashi's, you got two of these years and all of this red to claim on Bitcoin, all right? Now, you don't have to claim the entire region, all right? In essence, you want to claim about 50% of it, all right, in the principle of things. All right, so just taking that principle, right, you can just use your fibs to kind of figure out how much needs to be claimed here. All right, so just do that, switch it to the left, and let's see how much we need to claim on the principle of that. All right, so your 0.5 fib coming in at about 9400. Usually they come down to your 0.382 fib at about 8. All right, and in essence they can come as low as 6500. All right, in essence, all right, just based on the vector principle alone on Heikinashi's. All right, so it's just interesting to look at. And if you know anything about Heikinashi's, all right, in essence, if you look at it on like a weekly time frame, undershadows and overshadows, normally you have, a strong uptrend has no undershadows, all right, where in a strong downtrend you have no overshadows, like over here, it's a very strong downtrend. All right, currently on your weekly, you're in a very strong uptrend. However, this week you are getting a reversal candle on your Heikinashi's. So let's see how the week closes. That is a bearish sign. That shows a reversal in the weekly. All right, now going back to your 12 month, all right, just to show you. Normally, on your 12-month candles, and of course this year is extremely young, but, you've never gotten a flat top Heikinashi candle on your yearly, all right? You've always had a wick above, all right? So that's just something to note, all right? You kind of had a reversal candle here on your yearly, and of course we got our halving and all that other stuff, all right? But that just this is bearish, all right, in essence. All right, but you can move down your time frames. All right, you go to your 6 month, all right, bearish 6 month candle. 3 month still in a very strong downtrend on your Heikinashi's, all right. 2 month, 2 month, look, things kind of went and kind of reversing in your favor, all right. You're holding your watermark, all right, but you did get a rejection off of your catch up there, your 5 EMA, all right, on your monthly. See, and everyone will point out this on your monthly. They love the monthly because every time in Bitcoin's history you've gotten a green Heikinashi candle in your month, you've had a very strong uptrend. All right, I mean, I don't know how far back you really need to go for this. More recent stuff is better, but coming back to 14 and 15 at least, you've gotten your monthly flipped and you've had a very strong uptrend. All right, here your monthly flipped, you had a pretty good rally, all right, but you can see here, look your blue vector candle. I mean, that's basically speed, where speed is occurring, selling happens, and of course you flipped into a very strong downtrend, all right, followed by a good uptrend. But the pattern still stays the same, and the pattern in essence, all right, the psychological pattern that I study, with Trader's Reality and Tino, he always draws out this pattern, W formation, all right, rise up level 1, rise up level 2, rise up level 3, peak formation, all right, drop level 1, drop level 2, drop level 3, and depending on what level 3, if it's above or below the previous level, is kind of like, where price could be going. All right. Now you look at Bitcoin. All right. And if you want to count the levels here, I mean, you can count this as one big level, right? So you got, rise up level 1, retrace into your EMAs, rise up level 2, where this would be level 2, where it has, level 1 consolidation, right? Here's your level 2, where it has 2 waves in it. All right. Retrace, rise up level 3, peak formation, drop. All right. Now, you don't always get 3 levels of drop. You can get 2 levels of drop. You can get 1 level of drop. It all depends on what the cycle is saying. But if Bitcoin has been up only for 3 cycles, all right, in essence, the way I feel about it is it's a narrative that's been sold to us, based on trying to get us to invest in Bitcoin, and kind of take our money. To be honest with you, that's the way it feels, at least. But will Bitcoin go in the levels, at least, as far as like a markup, markdown type perspective? You want to test previous levels to find buyers. That's really all price does, is it finds where the buyers are. What price what price do people want to buy at? I asked my people at my school, what price would they buy Bitcoin at? Some lady said $100. Okay, cool. Someone my age said, $1,500. They're like my age. My pay scale is the same. And then my principal said, $3,000. Now that might not be where the big money is, where they find the value. But as far as retail goes, that's the prices they're looking for if they want to buy Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is an expensive coin at the moment. It is $21,000, and people think that you have to buy a whole one, and they can't afford it. So if you drop Bitcoin down, here, okay, it's just something to be thinking about, okay? I don't think Bitcoin's ever going to go to freaking $4, and, you don't have to worry about these vector regions here, all right? These are very old, all right? But you can consider more recent ones in recent years, at least, to test those levels. I mean, we can see here, there's been a long built in this green region here at around, $3,000 or $3,800. But there's also a short, where it's gone, you can realize the market makers have built positions here that they can come back in and realize, still, turn a profit on if they have those positions open from freaking 2017, which is probably unlikely, but you don't know, all the way down to $1,500, realize half that region. So it's a very big range. In essence, you have no idea what the hell's going to happen, and maybe Bitcoin is an up-only asset that occurs. All right. So, but that's on your monthly here. All right. So just considering that on your Heikin-Ashi candles, let's go to our 3-week and see where we're at, if we're still flipped green. And we are. All right. We can go off log now. All right. It's pretty strong. These are some pretty strong Heikin-Ashis. All right. On your 2-week, looking decent. All right. But again, you got to use the right chart, because this chart here has all of Bitcoin's history, so the EMAs are a little more accurate in terms of average price over time. All right. The interesting thing about this, actually, is I know that, people use the 50, EMA, but this little shaded blue one right here is the 55, the Fibonacci number. But this one, would be comparable to your 200 EMA. All right, this one is, God help me, I think it's the 233. All right, so I like using Fibonacci EMAs because Fibonacci's dope. Got my Fibonacci tattoo. All right. But look, on your weekly, depending on what it is, I mean, this is a flat weekly candle. This means reversal. Now, whether that means reversal to the downside or reversal from this point to the upside, I mean, it's very ambiguous at the moment. All right. But, you know, that in essence is that. So here, just checking out some other things, all right? Let's go to our weekly chart. Now, levels, all right? Levels are important when you're finding the pattern, all right? Because you do have an M formation here at the highs, all right? Head and shoulders, what have you. And you have a drop level 1 retrace. Right now, I would consider this to be a drop level 2, all right? And I'm going to explain why I do think that, all right? So in your levels, all right, you have this region right here where they don't really come back into, all right? Now there's your level 1 drop, all right? Right about here, all right? And then you have a level 2. Ooh, my bad. Level 2. All right. Level 2 is a very manipulated level, all right? Now, you come over here and you can measure from the top to your bottom, all right? You've had a 50% markdown in level 1, all right? You've had a 55% markdown in level 2, all right? Now, assuming that you get a level 3 drop, all right, you can mark that down from the bottom of the level to another 50% drop. Right about here, let's say, all right? Putting you around $7,000, all right? Now, the levels don't have to be equal, all right? Anything can change at any given time. It's just where the asset is basically trying to find buyers. It's just trying to find money. And if it's at a lower price, cool. You know, that's basically my interpretation of how the levels work, all right? It's searching for value, and it searches for it in levels and in phases. And right now you're in like phase 2 drop, and that's a possibility, is $7,000, you know, 10K or whatever prices people are looking for. Now, we do know that market makers set up price in a way where they might want to come back to those prices, right, to those regions to realize a return on positions they previously built, all right? So, you know, on your weekly, right, we know market makers have positions here from from November 20, which is a very long time ago and not very relevant, okay? Up here at $13,000, all right? They also have positions here at $4,000, all right? We also know that they are long here, right, on the weekly, but they're also short from here, right? So you got, and these vector candles are mad old, all right? So whether their positions are still, you know, there and holding them, I don't, you know, holding short from there, it's very unlikely in my opinion. However, you can't rule anything out, all right? You can't rule anything out. So, you know, do I think that we're going to come lower than these wicks? I mean, I don't know. Who knows? But looking at like recently, right? This concerns me very much. This large zone. All right? Because basically what this tells me here is that they've set up price to come back into it, all right? They've set up price to make a mad move to the upside to get their shorts filled at the highest point, only to come back down and test lower levels for value in buyers. All right? You got a large blue vector region right here at 7K, which to me is a, you know, a lot of things point to $7,500, 7K. All right? I know the whole and half number principle that, you know, they talk about on Traders Reality. All right? Just thinking of on that regard, all right? You went to about 70K, you know? So you mark things down, right? And I'm a retail person, right? If it's 7K, if it goes back to 70K, I make a 10X on Bitcoin, that would be dope. All right? And that's the idea, you know? You got 65K, the true top, in my opinion, right? Where they distributed and did most of their selling, and then this was just a stop hunt on the second leg of the M. All right, and before they brought price down and started testing lower levels for buyers. All right. Now, the one thing is that the market makers can change the trend at any given time for any given reason. Anything can happen. All right. The real reason for the market maker to change the trend, in forex at least, is the dollar's getting out of whack and he's got to get him back. All right. That's the real reason that he would change the trend. Now, Dixie is looking quite bullish at the moment. This looks like a crazy chart, probably, right? I'm experimenting with my fib circles and all that other stuff, but this looks bullish. Okay, this just looks like a retrace in the grand scheme of things. All right, if you're looking here, Dixie since the financial crisis has only gone up. All right, it has only gone up. And if you're looking at levels, all right, you look in this region here. One thing about the levels is they don't come back to them. All right, there's your level 1. You get a clean breakout. Cool. And they never came back to level 1. Here's level 2. Right, this level 2, very choppy, very sideways, but still above level 1. And you've made a clean break out of level 2. Here. All right. This is now you're in level 3. Now how high level 3 can go is up to whatever, but it can, to me, it can go as high as 124. It can go even higher than that, 150, higher than that, 185 in those regions up there. All right, depending on how things go. All right, to me, 150, 170, that's fine. It's level 3 is an absolute mad level. All right, but if we printed a lot of dollars, you would want to increase the demand for dollars, right? To balance out the supply of dollars, and in that case, that's what would be happening. All right, but short term, at least, I think that we're coming up, to test the previous high on the Dixie at 113, and we'll discuss more after this level is hit at 122. All right, at least. But the path price takes for the Dixie, it's usually a slow and steady rise from what we've seen over the past, since 2021. It's just been slow and steady rise. You got your first retrace, and now you're ready to come back up and test higher strength in the Dixie. Okay. So yeah, let's go back into Bitcoin and just check shit out. All right. Which chart? Now again, it depends on what chart you want to use. I do like using, the chart that has the most data on it. I know, because here's a good example, right? On the chart that has the most data, you got your EMAs, all right, which in essence, you've gotten the death cross, all right, which confirmed here. Of course, after it confirmed, you got a pump, all right. But on Binance, you haven't really gotten it, okay? But you did get a rejection off the 200 EMA, right? That's interestingly enough. All right? So, you could, in fact, think that they're going to cycle again because you do have a nice W formation here, right? Rise up. You're getting rejected there, right? But you got your 200 EMA. You got my Fibonacci 200, right? Your 233. You got your 13 EMA, and sure, why not? Could you head up? It's possible. Okay, so let's not rule out the bull case. I don't think that's what's happening at the moment, based on the media feeding us that inflation is what it is, and everything is cool. All right, when they tell me everything is all right, I kind of am like, okay, what? That's not. Bullshit. All right. I showed this chart a little while ago. All right. I know CryptoFace loves his spider lines, and he draws them from here to this bear market. All right, but I went back and I went to the previous bear market, and I drew them from their pivot points. All right, let me put it on log. Let me see if you can see it there. Right, where I got this pivot point here, and I started drawing spider lines from the previous highs, and I got some interesting lines from there. All right, and the one thing, because this was it was cool because level 1, it's gotten level 1. I mean, well, yeah, your top right here just got all the price action in there, right? And then once you came past this red line, you've never come back and revisited it. Okay. Now, this over the summer, the yellow line held really, really nicely. Got some really good touches there, really good touches there, and then you dropped, and I was like, whoa. And then we consolidated on this blue line here, and I was like, whoa, this blue line is holding cool, because I drew this out when we were still up here, and then when we got the mad drop, I was like, holy crap. And when you hit the yellow line, through like basically, where you had, 6K was holding, right? And then you had your little fake out here, and then once the yellow line broke, you kind of went into the previous bull run. I was like, okay, that's bull run territory. Yellow line is bull run territory. It's sweet. So you held it, and I was like, all right, cool, like whatever. When you dropped into it, it got very concerning, and when you've popped out, and now you're pointing back down like you want to come back below and test all of this. To me, this is like price testing zones where all these zones can be tested. Now, the line that I was looking for is the one that held the previous bear market, because this was a very important line that never got broken. All right. And, towards the end of the year here, it does sit around, 7 to 8K, depending on how fast it comes down. Now, if you're going to break level 2, all right, you're going to break level 2, and you're going to come down. When you break the levels, it tends to be a straight shot, all right? When you break a level, right, here's level 1 up here. This is all of level 1. This has been all of level 2 up until this blue line, right? What I would think is that you come straight down over the next, 2 or 3 weeks, and you could land basically around 7K, 7.5K. And you would want to see this line hold, right? If that line doesn't hold, right, you can test lower levels from whatever. Now, this line breaks. You can see there's no space here. There's no support on these spider lines, right? So you could come all the way down. There's 5, there's 3, and then, somewhere around the 2s, all right? So just be mindful of that if value is not found on any of these lines from the previous bear market trends on these spider lines, that your final value here is $2,000. I mean, you don't want to see Bitcoin go below this line, to be honest with you. I think that would be absolutely detrimental, and you can consider it freaking dead if it goes anywhere below $2,500. I don't think Bitcoin goes below $2,500. In fact, I don't even think it goes below 7.5, to be honest with you. I think 7.5 is very close to the bottom. But this red line actually around, $4,000 to $5,000, that wouldn't be such a bad thing. I mean, that would be a great institutional buy. You're below, the trend line here. I think the red, in between here is a great buy. If you want to buy Bitcoin between 7 and 4, cool. You can still lose 50% of your freaking money. $7,000 down to $4,000, but I think that the upside is way greater than the downside in that case, depending on what the F is going on with whatever's going on in the markets. Who knows? So now, just go into the Dow for a second, all right? Because the Dow, to me, is very, very, very concerning, all right? Because you do have extensive bearish divergence on your Dow, all right? And, you can use RSI to determine that, but basically, on your 12-month time frame, all right, this thing has gone up only for a very, very, very long time. All right. A very, very, very long time. This is just up only since 2008 when the money printer came back on. And, you know, if you look at your RSI, you do have some bearish divergence. All right. That is bearish divergence. All right. And if you look on Market Cipher, which we do love, you also have bearish divergence with a red dot that confirms at the end of the year. And of course, it doesn't need to confirm in order for it to go down. This could be, you know, red dot, green dot, red dot, peace out. Your VWAP is pointing down. Money is coming out. All right. Your 6 month, you know, money flow. Look at that's the flow of money. All right. It's down. It's down. But look, your VWAP is coming up, which is dope. Your monthly on the Dow. All right. Anything, look, for any given reason, things can change. It doesn't matter. But you're getting a nice little trigger wave here, right? But that doesn't need to mean anything. All right. That could print a red dot, you know, next month, and you just continue this anchor wave down. All right. Your VWAP is pointing down. All right. Money flow is flat. Your RSIs are pointed up. Very ambiguous at the moment. All right. But look, here's the thing about Bitcoin that's got me the most concerned at the moment. All right. I mean, here's your money flow on your monthly. All right. It is at the lowest point it's ever been at. All right. In its history on the monthly. On the weekly, you're turning up, but look, you're kind of curling over. And your RSIs are split, which means that, you know, it's an indecisive downtrend. Now, on Bitcoin, though, something really, really interesting is the 3-day. Now, your RSIs are about to meet on your 3-day. This next week is going to be really fun to watch, you know. 4-day, they're split and coming down. 5-day, they're split and coming down. 6-day, you know, this is still looking for something on your 6-day. What is this looking for? It's looking for something. Who's up there that it's trying to grab? You know? It's looking for someone on your 6-day. But maybe it's got him. Who knows? It's just because the 6-day is kind of is old at the moment. Let's see, next 6-day. This is Sunday. Yeah, this is from last week. Right? So this could be over. I mean, when this one prints tonight, which is the 12th, when you get a new one, if this thing curves down, tonight's a big close actually. You get a new 6-day candle. I love the number, all right? For your 6-day. This thing curves down, I think that's confirmation that you are heading down on your 6-day, because that means that whatever this was trying to grab up here, it's got them. All right? And your green RSI is pointed down on your 6-day, which is, to me, where the trend is actually headed. All right. They're not in agreement at the moment. This is down. This is up. That's disagreement. All right. Where this is, right, there's some disagreement on your 3-day and your 6-day. They're very, very opposite at the moment. Now your daily, cool. They are in agreement and they are pointed up. You're getting a nice little trigger wave here. All right, VWAP pointing up. Interestingly enough. All right, now you come over. All right, now here's the thing. Here's the thing, man. This looks like a setup, to be honest with you. All right. I was watching a couple videos about PV-SRA volume because I do use it. And basically what PV-SRA volume is where a large amount of volume is transacted. All right. And it's calculated. In fact, let's see if we can look it up and read exactly what it looks like. Let's go to indicators. Or let's go here. PV-SRA volume. All right. Green track. Let's see if they tells me. I'll read it to you what it is. All right. You know what? Yo, let's use ChatGPT. Love ChatGPT, man. If you guys don't use ChatGPT, you gotta get it, yo. It's banging. no concurrent viewers. It's all good. What the fuck is this? Fuck it. All right, look. Here's the deal. It measures tick volume, all right? In terms of pips, all right? Of the amount of tick volumes that are calculated in there, all right? So, in essence, it just means that a large amount of volume was transacted within these candles, all right? And the blue is actually where speed actually occurred, right? At an even higher rate, all right? And the purple is where it's slowed down, all right, from the previous candles, all right? Now, when you look at this, a lot of people see a pump, right? Buying happening. I don't see that. I see the market maker selling everybody a bunch of longs, and he has to take the opposite side of the trade, and is now net short from this level and may want to realize a return on the positions that he's taken here in the short term, right? Now, blue, to me, right, if you use your volume fixed range profile here, right, you look at the volume, you see the gap? Since the transactions were so fast during those days, he's created a large gap where he can just drop price into this region, all right? And then he can hold price here, all right? So, you know, does he want to realize a return on his shorts? More than likely. Now, you might say, well, there's, you know, he's built longs. Here, look at this. This is more interesting. In the past day, he's built longs, all right? However, it's used as a setup, all right? He has set it up here, right? He could come back here, right? Why is he long from here? More than likely because he's dropped price, because if I'm a retail trader, I drew this line here, okay? And when it broke, I went short, right? Actually, you would have drawn it from here. Something like that, right? On your daily. I'm sure it looks a lot different if I go to my 4 hour or whatever. 6 hour. There we go. Right. See how it works? I'm a retail pleb, right? And I've drawn this line because there's a wick here, all right? And I have these closures, and there was this wick here, and I said, oh my God, it's got 3 touches, and if it breaks, I'm going short to the moon. Bang, he stops price. All right, why does he stop there? Because people went short on the line. He's got to come back and stop them out. He can come back up and stop hunt all the way up into 23,000, 167 or whatever. All right, realize the return on his longs that he's taken from this region up here early last week, and then drop price and get where it needs to go. Of course, that would be called a back test, okay, where we back test, and of course, it's not going to hit the fucking line and go straight down. It always comes up. It always, everyone thinks, oh, I'm going to back test in the continuation. No, he brings price up a little bit higher than that, gets you all confused, and then he drops price. All right? And then what would that be? There's your head and shoulders, all right, if you will. All right? Oops. All right? There's your head and shoulders. All right? You want to draw it? Why not? Head and shoulders. Head or shoulder. Head. Right? Which would be about like this. And projecting out, you got your shoulder here. Or whatever. Alright? That's your head and shoulders. Alright? So now it's painting a head and shoulders, basically. Right? It looks like ears, kind of. This guy. He's sad. Alright? That's, in essence, what's being painted. Alright? So, another thing is we talk about the levels. Alright? This is very, very clearly, level 1. Alright? There's no doubt in my mind that this is a mother trucking level. All right. This is level 1. All right, and you can go from even here. All right. Where are the pumps? I want to count 3. There's level 1. All right. Now, if this is your W, if it is a W, your W would look something like this. Right, level 1, retrace. This to me, and now here you go. Let's level 2. To me, this is level 2. Okay. And then this is level 3. And now, you might say, you know, and then this is level 1 drop. Really, that's what this is. Level 1 drop. We've now gone into the previous level here. We've taken all of level 2. So you got level 2, level 1 drop. Then you'll have level 2 drop. Probably stop it right there, that little hiccup, right? But he might come back into the level. And then you'll get a level 3 drop. And that level 3 drop. And it all depends, you know, because if people close out their positions and doesn't give them a reason, or value is found here, it could stop here. That would be okay, right? That would be okay. So in essence, here's a projection of how, you know, the cycle could play out, right? Depending on where it lands, right? Here's your W. Bang, bang, bang. Rise up, level 1. Rise up, level 2. Right in about here. Rise up, level 3. There's a little peak in there. Your M. Drop level 1. Retrace. Oh, I got this wrong, actually. Look. Because drop level 1 has to create a little bit of confusion. All right. What am I on, the 6 hour? Fine. Let's go to something a little bit easier. The 8 hour. All right. Here we go. W formation. Rise up, level 1. Drop. Rise up, level 2. Retrace. Stop hunt, whatever. Rise up, level 3. If this is level 3, and you did get the drop, all right, here's level 1, which is higher than this level. Retrace. Drop level 2. Manipulate, stop, hunt, whoever got it right. Where you'll see something like a W over here, kind of like you did over here. All right. Not come as high as level 1 retrace. Drop level 3, which would drop you into this level. All right. Now what happens after that, I have no idea. But look at the stopping volume on your 8 hour. All right. This is where he can stop price and decide what the hell he has to do here. Because if this does happen, right, he'll need to do some more business in this region, right? Because there will be liquidity in here, all right? There will be shorts, right? Because there are shorts already built up here if you go to the high block, right? And the high block is interesting right now at the moment because we know that his short equity needs to balance out his long equity, all right? So let's just go to like your 7-day. Fuck, let's go to the month and see where liquidity lies and where price would want to search for it, okay? So look. Oh, come on. Right up in here. All right, so up here, you got about 17 billion, 19 billion, 16 billion. Is that 16? 12 billion. All right. Whose liquidity is that? Is that their liquidity? They could be fucking short. All right. But down here, You got 18, 19, 15 billion, 20 billion, 18 billion, 16 billion. All right. So look, if he's got to pay, if he needs to pay this out, right? He could drop here, and all these guys are now paid. They could close out their positions, no problem. And he actually makes money, right? Because his long liquidations will offset these short liquidations. To me, if I was running the books, I would want to come down. Look, he's already, taken all of this, right? Which then created all of this. But he's, think about the ratio. There's 2 to 1. The chances are in the favor of the downside according to the heat map. All right? There's more liquidity down here. And in fact, the longer that price stalls in this region here, the more liquidity is going to be built down below, because when he comes back up, it's very likely that there's going to be more longs, coming in thinking that this is bullish divergence on the daily, which we know is bullshit. All right? Because I saw someone post that there's bullish divergence on the daily. Sweet, bro. To me that's nonsense. All right? Yes, you do have bullish divergence. All right? Or is there bullish divergence? I'm sorry, I drew that wrong. Actually, now look. You got higher lows in your RSI, you got higher highs, all right? There's no divergence there, all right? I saw someone post it. They were like talking about it being bullish divergence. But look, here's what's going on here. Now, our methods would say this is a fish hook. All right? A fish hook play. All right? Let's see. Yeah, right here. See? You got bullish div. Sweet. All right? You got lower lows in your RSI. You got higher lows in your daily. Great. You can have bullish divergence. And it can play out. And you can make 5%. That's fine. It played out. All right? But what do we know? We want to use higher time frames. Now go to your weekly. All right? Now your daily has a nice fish hook to the downside. Fish hook to the downside, bullish div. You go up here. All right? On your weekly. You got this here. And then you got this here.
I didn't get that.
Oh.
Could you try again?
Chill the F out. All right. Peak to peak. Crazy, right? Look at that. All right. All right. You got hidden bearish divergence in essence. All right. Right here. Where you have higher highs in your RSI, but lower highs in your price action. All right. And then here. Oops. Come on. Sorry, not this one. This one. Is it this one? Yeah. Do I have this right? Hold up. Let me make sure I got this right. Just take the peaks. Peak. Peak. And here's a peak. Let's see that one. I want to see August. That was the top, right? Yeah. Right in here. All right. So there. Take that one. Take that one. And take this one. Let's blow it up. All right. So you got this peak right here. All right, coming down to price action. All right, right there. You have lower lows in your price action, higher lows. That's hidden bearish divergence. Then you got a higher high and a lower high in your price action. That's also bearish divergence. So you have multiple bearish divergences on your weekly, right? Hidden, right? And regular, okay? And you have one bull div on your daily. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. I'm not convinced. All right? I'm just not convinced when you look at the RSIs. What we know is that this is a fish hook that has come up and grabbed the stops of anybody who's gotten the move right? He's come up and grabbed all, made the mad move up, grabbed all the short liquidity up here. He's gotten his shorts filled at the highest point for the next move, which I think is down. Okay? To test lower levels. That's what the pattern tells me, according to the levels. A clean break out of level 1 into level 2. This is level 2 consolidation, manipulation. All right? Testing out these levels, previous all-time highs, what have you. All right? And now you are heading down. I mean, that's what I got. All right? Because, even though you could say, he's long on the weekly, right? He was long from here, okay? He's realized a return on those longs, and any longs that he's built up in this region here, right? Because remember, he sold from here, all right? This was his last sell, big sell, at $25,000. He's been accumulating, and then he sold it off. He accumulated some more, sold it off at the highest point, sold it off at the highest point, accumulated, right, on the way down, spent a long time accumulating at 16K, sold you all a nice long, has opened up shorts at the highest point, and plans on bringing price down. And this volume right here on the daily is that bull div, okay, where he'll bring price up maybe 5%, and then it's see you later to the downside, in my opinion. All right, and of course it's just my perspective on it. I don't know shit. All right, now EMAs. All right, we talk about EMAs. Okay, here is your 12-month EMA. Here's your 5, your mustard, which you're actually above at the moment. So that's a good sign. Looks like you got support on it at 21,763. Cool. But that's the 12-month. All right. You come to your 8-month. You still got your 5 EMA up there. All right. What is this one? I don't even remember. It's another one. But here, your 6-month. All right. 22,800. All right. 5-month. You still got your resistance up in here. All right. Your monthly. Right. You're getting a rejection off of your 50 EMA. Right. Which in essence is, to me, confirmation that he's now done with this region and needs to test lower levels. And really, there are no monthly EMAs down there, so just be careful of that. All right, all of your higher term EMAs are on top of price at the moment. All right, with the exception of your 12-month, which just printed a 13 EMA, right? On top of price, and slightly in the middle. Your 5, of course, your EMAs are just holding price in this region. It's just holding it here. All right. 3-month, right? Here's your 3-month, and here's something that's even worse. On your 3-month, you got a sell signal on your 3-month. Your ketchup crossed underneath your mustard. All right. That's a sell signal. Okay? In case you don't know. To me, that confirms level 2 is done on your 3-month. All right? In the grand scheme of everything. And by the way, where do you see buying? This is all selling. This is all them selling at speed. All right, selling at the top. They sold all of it. They sold it all on your higher term time frames. All right, I know you see up candles, but don't forget when price is rising, that means someone is selling to you. Someone who bought over here, look, that's a buy here at $1,000, buying at speed, selling to you, and selling to you on the way up. They accumulate here, they sell to you up here, and I don't see any green candles. Right? Like, see how there's a green candle and price goes up? Cool. This is your saving grace. This candle, right, is your saving grace. This is a buy, all right? But that is only your first buy on your monthly, all right? You got to buy here, but they sold all of it at freaking 60K, 70K, right? And all they did was slow price down, right? Slow it down because we're dropping down into this level. And the principle says that we only need half of what we bought back, right? Because in essence, to me, this is a promise. This is a promise that I will come back up here later, okay? Maybe he comes back up to 40K for the next cycle. That's a possibility, all right? He doesn't need to claim this now. He can be in a drawdown, all right? And the principle does say that he needs at least half of what he bought, because now this purple region here, you kind of taken half of that already, haven't you? Let's see. You took... Well, you didn't take half, right? But that's a monthly. That's on a monthly, so you don't know where the transactions were. Maybe that's where the majority were on the bottom side. All right, we'll have to take a look at that. That's interesting. But as far as the longs that the monthly are telling me that have been built in the region, all right, you would need to take half of the candle. And you've done that. In fact, you took a little bit more in August. And now you've just gotten a rejection. You've come up above your 3.2, all right, from that candle. And he's realized a little bit more, and he's ready to move back down. Or that's a rejection right there from that fib retracement. Okay? So more things point to down than anything else, all right? Now, 2 stopping volume candles, okay? 1 to slow things down and come back and hit the stops of anybody FOMOing short, I guess. This one to stop it, to come back up and grab the stops of anyone that did get it right, from this bear flag. Come up, hit the stops, right? Hit the stops, continue, right? Before he lets anybody else go, all right? We need to hit the stops, okay? And then we need to hit the stops again, okay, on the daily, because, people are still bullish, actually, which is nuts. Fucking nuts. All right? Here's more confirmation for you. All right? Here's your monthly. After this does drop, which we do expect it to come up and drop again, when your mustard crosses, over your 50, over your watermark, to me, we're done here. We're done here. You could hit the mustard, right? You could get a bank's bounce off that. Right now, it's sitting at 25,400. What a great way to pump the price, right? A little ping off that. To me, you're not going higher than this 13 EMA at 25,340. All right, because it's acceptable to throw a wick above, according to your method. All right, the market maker method. All right, now again, your monthly, you can look at your RSI and see what's going on your monthly, because I know that I think some people are talking about hidden bullish divergence on your monthly. All right, so let's take a look at that, because that would be a continuation of the trend, and currently the trend is up. So you do have higher highs, right? And then you have lower highs. So cool. All right, that's cool. However, on your monthly here, you have higher highs, right? Higher highs in your RSI, but in your monthly, right from that point right there, you have a lower high, which is hidden bearish divergence. Hidden bearish divergence on the monthly, okay, in a downtrend, in the current trend, would be a continuation of the trend. However, hidden bullish divergence in the monthly, right, is a continuation of the trend, and the current trend is up. However, this M formation is a top signal. That is a top signal in the pattern. All right? And just, using that, knowing the setup that market makers take, right? He's set up price and created a huge gap in here, created a massive gap in here that he can fall straight through. All right? So, to me, the prices are going to go down. You got declining volume on your daily. All right? There's no volume. There's no volume. There's no volume. All right? I've only seen his volume. And currently, on your 5-day, he is net short from here. And he can realize a return on all of this. Look, he's short from here. Look, on your 5-day, this is a promise. Because now you go back, all right? Let's just do a replay from here, right? He was long from up there, but he was also short from down here, all right? So what happened? He slows down price, right? He's going to come up, and he's going to realize a return on this. The fact that he realized a return on his longs first, okay? Right? He realizes a return up there first. Why? Because he doesn't want to come back up here. He wants his shorts, right? Look, he's grabbing all of his long positions. He grabbed them all. He grabbed all of his longs that he built, formed the second leg M, and he drops price. And then on your 5-day, watch the vectors just get taken. See all the people that went short? He says, "Nope. You're not gonna short with me." Right? He's letting these people go here. Okay, cool. But they probably put their stops in the consolidation zone. All right? Look. He comes back up and stops him out, I think. March. See how he's hitting the stops, hitting the stops, hitting the stops? Hits the stops, hits the stops. Because people are moving their stops down. Hit the stops. Right? Stopping people out. That's what a bear flag is in this level. It's just him hitting stops of anyone who's getting it right. Hit the stops, drop. Right? Slow it down. Form another bear flag. Right? Now some people have it right. Come back up. And realize a return on his longs. The 5-day green volume kind of saves you a little bit. Maybe that gives you a little more upside because there's still a lot of longs he's built up here. Let's speed it up. Okay. Now, what he's done, though, is he's created a consolidation zone, right? So these people up here that do have it right, if they were smart, they would have put their stops inside of the consolidation zone if they were smart. So that's what the fish hook is. He has stopped out these people, right? Because a good trader who did he put his stops in. They move them from here to here. So he's got them here, right? He puts the stops in the consolidation zone here. and now he's now stopped them out, which is probably why you see the high block have this back up in here, this liquidity, because now they're all pissed off and revenge traded because they've been stopped out and have gone short yet again, knowing that it's going to go down. But I don't fucking know. But on your 5-day, he's net short. Look, net long, net short. However, on your 5-day, look at the long volume. It's kind of a lot. But he also he doesn't need to realize a return, like a huge return on his longs, right? He went long on this move down. How much has he realized from that point? From even if he went long from the highest point, 15%, 17% on his longs. That's a lot. Oh, I'm frozen. We're back. That's a lot. It's kind of a lot. Right? He doesn't need to realize a ton of money. Right? His job is to realize a return on his longs, build his shorts at the highest point, and now he needs to realize a return on his shorts, and needs to realize a return on his shorts that he's built in previous positions. So, interesting region here is he's created a gap here, actually on your 5-day. This region looks like it can just tank, right? There's some stopping volume, right, where he slowed things down, right? He created a gap in here. He's got shorts in here, and he's created another gap in here. He can drop price right through that, right? He's got shorts in here, right? And he's got another gap here, but we do know that he's long, right? He's schlong from about 3,900 or whatever, right? So what price does when it gets down into here? Because this is a mad gap, dude. Mad gap. And we know Bitcoin loves to fill the wicks. What would get anybody into a real panic is if you drop the fucking wick. Because everybody's going to long the bottom of the wick. They're all going to long that shit. Because that's where it stopped last. It doesn't pay him to give people a point to long from. However, no one will know where the hell to put a long if he drops price below that, right? No one will. Because how low is he going to go? On this, on your 5-day, you can go really, 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 really low. 100 and the last long he built, which he won't come past in my opinion, right here. He built a long here. He's long short right here at $300. Bitcoin going that low? I doubt it. I really do. But there's no guarantees, right? On your 5-day, in my opinion, see all this blue? This is where he can blow out, volume, because there's no volume in here. All right, there's absolutely nothing. Look at your fixed range volume profile. Right? There's absolutely no volume here. He could blow out this whole region. You can get a bounce. In fact, if you want to take a dope long, $1,200 off the previous all-time high from back here. That is a dope long. Right? That is where that level might want to be tested. This region right here. And there's stopping volume here. And where else do we know? Is he long from here at all? We definitely don't go lower than $200. That's crazy talk. It's absolutely insane to talk like that. But you don't effing know. You can say anything. Bitcoin is banned worldwide. Right? The network's been hacked. Okay? Or whatever. Satoshi is the government. Okay? It's really been us the whole time. Gotcha. Alright? Looks very droopy. Notice which way it's drifting. Which way is Bitcoin drifting? It is drifting down. Alright? EMAs are on top of price. Time is more valuable than price at the moment. Alright? So we are drifting down. All right. Fish hook. He's got him. Come back down. And I know people love their indicators. All right. I know Mr. Thomas Crown, is it? He loves this accumulation indicator, right? Because it does nail some pretty cool bottoms, right? I know that he said that, you know, when you get down to this level and it curves up on the monthly, that's a great spot. However, it doesn't look like it's curved up at all. All right. I know here it hasn't curved down though, either on your weekly. All right. Let's see if it's curved down on your 2 week. See, you're still kind of coming up. So he's still distributing on your higher term time frames. Let's look at the daily. See, the daily has curved back down. So your 2 day is curling up. Your 3 day is pointing down. The 3 day and the 6 day is what I'm looking at the most. And 6 day is pointing to the downside. 8 day still wants to distribute on us. All right, so it's still distributing. So maybe he wants to sell at higher prices, but I don't agree with that. Not based on the principle of the PVRSA volume, building his shorts, blocking them up, right? Creating a huge gap that he can drop price into level 3, which we were talking about. Do I have a viewer? Hey, what up? All right. This to me is a trap. It's just trap volume. Definitely trap volume. Yeah. That in essence is everything that I'm looking at. All right. If you want to see a nice bounce, I mean, you want a nice trend line to draw. All right. Here's a nice trend line. Hold that. Come down. 17.3. 17.5. You want to see this hold, this region right here. You want to see the previous consolidation hold where he can pause price, all right, and he could even come as low as 16.3. Yo, what up? Yeah, I am a teacher. I admit though, I'm new to TA. I've been doing it. Look, my experience is getting wrecked. That's my experience. Is getting absolutely wrecked since I found out about crypto up here. Okay, when I got onto TikTok and they said altcoin season coming, buy now, and I bought the absolute top. Got wrecked. I did, get into Solana up here and rode Solana up, but when the previous year I watched this, I've watched, all the guys on YouTube. I really like Traders Reality. I really like Traders Reality. I like Crown, Crypto Cave, and I like Savvy. I like Crypto Savvy. All right, because in essence, I know people will talk about how Savvy got this wrong up here, but the man has been dead on for everything else. All right. And what I also know is that anything can change at any given time. All right. That's the number one rule, is that the trend can change at any given time for any given reason. All right. ETH actually looks pretty sexy. It doesn't have the same volume. All right. ETH looks pretty damn sexy. I'll go over ETH real quick. ETH, right? If I'm looking at ETH in the pattern of things, all right. Let's go over here. Is it this one? This one. Yeah. All right. If I'm going by levels, right? To me, this is level 1, this is level 2, and ETH could be going up into level 3. I mean, level 2 is just, a W formation coming out, and this is level 2 consolidation. But we know that it does whatever Bitcoin does. Hey, man, new myself, but I learned a lot, and I think you have a great analysis, and I like your channel. I hope to see you get big. Right. Frankie, oh, yeah, Crypto Face, man. I like Face. I like Market Cipher. I use Market Cipher. I was going over the DAO. I mean, I've tried to get him to address this, But on Market Cipher on the yearly, I mean, if you use Market Cipher, that is a lower high on your momentum waves and a higher high in your price action. That's bearish divergence on the Dow. So no one wants to address that on the 12 month. I know the 12 month, I don't know why, but that's huge to me. That's massive bearish divergence on the Dow Jones. That's not a good look. So they don't talk about that though, right? That's crazy divergence on the highest time frame that you can have. So yeah, I don't know. Dixie looks freaking mad strong. I know my Dixie chart looks absolutely nuts. Let's go over here to our 8-9 day, right? But on our 9 day, I got a big buy on the dollar, right? That's them buying up here, right? They're gonna not want to give those dollars away. I think they're gonna come back up into them, okay? And I was going over this before, is that on the dollar, in its entire history, on this chart at least, since 2008, all the dollar has done is gone up. You just have a higher high, a higher low, higher low, higher low. All it's done is gone up. I'm experimenting with fib circles at the time. I don't know, but to me, if we're talking about levels, right? I went over this. You got level 1 here, right? Up in there, level 1 consolidation, and then you got level 2 up in here, where you get a clean break into another level, right? So you can come up into there, right? And then you don't really come out of that level. You see how the levels are respected? You don't come back into level 1. You've come out of level 2 over here. In fact, you can kind of extend that out, right? Here it is over here. Level 2 extends. And now you've come out and you've made a clean break into level 3. And all they've done is thrown a little wick below. Let's see if I can blow that up. All this is a little wick below on your 9 day. But you come over to your monthly, all right? And what did they do? They threw one candle 2 months down into level 1, right? I'm sorry, level 2, right? That's all they've done. Here's your reversal. Look at the reversal volume. That, to me, is a reversal into level 3. How high can level 3 go? I mean, it can go anywhere between 120, 150, and 170. Because, but in essence, when I was doing the levels, I mean, this was a 30% increase here in level 1, about. Come over to here. That was the beginning of the level. Yeah, about 30%, 25%, right? That's the rate. Then you had another 15% here. So it's not going absolutely parabolic in the levels, but we do know that the dollar has been printed to crazy hell, and they're going to need to increase the demand for the dollar. How do you increase the demand for the dollar? Okay, you make it desirable by crashing the market. I mean, to me, that's how you would do that. All right, you look at the 10-year yields. All right, the yields for the 10-year is breaking out. All right, this looks strong. Okay, yeah, I think Bitcoin is. I don't know if I showed you this chart on your weekly. I drew these spider lines out from the previous bear market. I know CryptoFace draws them from this peak over here, but if you're going back to this one, there's my level 1. This has been my level 2, and I think that level 3 is down up in here. It's going to be very choppy, violent, very, very difficult to trade unless it comes straight down. But then it'll chop around a lot and try to find buyers. I mean, that's basically it. What's going on with Bitcoin now? It looks like you got some movement. Let's check it out. Let's go to our 15-minute and see. Oh, look at that. That's not good. Let's see what we got. Yeah, that's not good. All right. So this to me is level 2 on your 15-minute time frame. All right. You do have a W formation. Rise up, clear break of the top of the previous consolidation, a retrace, right? level 1 consolidation, but you never made another break into level 2. So this is big right here. You're holding your watermark on your 15-minute. If that breaks right now, that's extremely bearish. Interesting. Let's see what he's doing with his volume. See, but he's buying, so I wouldn't be too concerned. All right, because this could just be a fake out stop hunt, because they do like to stop hunt into this level, realize they return on his short positions. You want to see 21,700 hold, which is actually I think an EMA on a higher time frame, like the 3-month. Let's see. Nope, not your 3-month. 6-month. Yeah, there's not really much there. All the EMAs are above price right now, to be honest with you. There it is, your monthly. But this is Binance. You can't trust Binance. I don't trust Binance. Right here. You don't want to see 21,000 break at all. All right? You don't want to see that break, because that's your 5 EMA on your month. You need to hold 21K. All right? That's what you need to hold. In your 3-week, you could catch 20K. But on your weekly, you see, oh, there it is. That's the EMA it's testing right now. 21.7 there. See how it's testing the mustard, the ketchup? It's testing the ketchup right here on your weekly. 21.733. All right? 21.733. Where are we at? 21.8. So you don't want to see 21.7 break, because that's your 5 EMA on your weekly. All right? You got a little buy here. There's not much. There's no volume. It's the weekend. Oh, here we come. Not good. Not good. See, this, I've also seen this happen too, where you get your W, people think it's all gravy, baby, and then it just M's out, and it just drops. All right. You don't counter trend trade coming out of the level 3 drop. All right. That's one of the rules. But you're at your pivot point. It'd be interesting to see what the hell happens here. We know, like, they like to form, V bottoms and W formations, right, below key moving averages. All right. So if he forms a W out here, realizes a return on his short position that he built here, because he does have a long up here, he could W this out and return up. The reason why I think that he's going to go up before he comes down is because you do have bullish divergence on your daily that he can play out. All right, but you got to think like both sides of the trade. You think like a market maker, you think like a retail trader. All right, so I was going over this before, where any retail trader drew this trend line out here last week. Okay, right? They drew that out. You got 1 touch, 2 touches, 3 touches, FOMO short. All right, cool. Right, but he's got longs built in this region. If he's gonna go down, he would come up before he comes down. All right, so I don't think that that's gonna happen. He's not going straight down yet, because people have positions open. However, one of the other problems is that if he comes back up, he can release some of this long liquidity that he has trapped down here. See how many longs? There's like 18 billion, 19 billion, 15 billion, 9 billion, 5 billion, 7 billion, down here 20 billion, 16 billion, and they haven't closed anything out yet. Now they close that out, before it drops, which they probably won't, because people don't pay themselves. Then he has no reason to come down anymore, right? But if he wants to come down and he wants to liquidate them, he should come down fairly fast. Okay? So, in essence, you're either going to see a very, very fast drop right now and get all this money, because what we also know is that his short equity needs to be paid by the long equity. So, really, it's very likely, because he's got to pay these people, There's a lot up here. 13 billion, 19 billion, 17 billion. You know, he's got the same amount up here as he does here and here. So he would need to drop price very fast down to about 18K. Yeah, probably about 18K, 18.1. So that would be what he would want to do. If I was a market maker, I would want to drop this price like a rock right now on a Sunday morning, get all the longs in a panic. Imagine waking up and you're liquidated, right? That would be what I would want to do. I don't know what you would do, but to me, we're going down. I don't really have much doubt. Look at all the bricks he's laid. These are all his shorts. All his shorts are right in here, with a huge gap right here. And you know, one thing is that you'll look and go, oh, well, we got support. So people will be dumb and look at this and go, all right, well, I'll long this right here. I'll long this right here. I'll long this support right here. I'll long this support right here. This support, right? They'll long all these regions, right? Because they'll look at it like this. Where's my fixed volume? There it is. Right? They'll look at it like this. Okay? They'll long 21, they'll long 20, they'll long 19.2, right? And then there's nothing here. And then finally, they'll probably want to long 16. 16 would be a decent long because there's not much here. But you see, you still have shorts, built in there on your 12-hour, right? So I don't trust that long either. I think it's coming straight down, straight mother trucking down, because that volume, okay, was built over here for a reason. What you saw was him blow out all of that volume. So now you have new volume, all right? Now that new volume is really this. Now you see the difference between this volume and this volume? Do you see how there's nothing there? There's absolutely no support until you get to here, right? There's absolutely no support. But when these people who actually did catch this move up close out their long positions, right? You know, first of all, they're not going to be able to. They're going to be liquidated. They're going to be liquidated. There's absolutely no volume, right? This is your last line right here. This is the last little stutter step where people got a chance to get in. And a lot of people didn't take this long, all right? Because if you remember that day, all right, you remember that day, everybody had this, you know, drawn out, all right? They had this drawn out, you know, rising channel, all right? So everybody went short here, except CryptoFace, all right? A lot of people took that short. See how he stops price right on the mustard? Reverse it back up, and he liquidates them there. And then they all went long up in here, like idiots, all right? So he's done a great job. It's a beautiful, beautiful pattern, all right? It's a beautiful, beautiful pattern. We call this a 33 trade, you know, 33 trade. 3 hits to the high. 1, 2, 3. 33 trade, drops price. You don't counter trend trade that because it's likely going to come down and the bottom's going to fall out of this region that's built over here. And it's just going to continue down into the 14s and 13Ks. It's a 33 trade, which, you know, in essence is built up because I don't know if you were here for this or not, but basically any good trader who knew what was coming based on this bear flag, which they finally got, if they went short from the bear flag up here, they move their stops down to these consolidation zones. So there's stops in here, all right, and then they'll move them down into the consolidation zones. And so when this drops, you know, their stops are all up in here, okay? He just stopped out everybody that went short and has the right move. That's what it is. And you can tell that by your RSI. See that's a fish hook. All right? Everyone will think that's a breakout, that the weekly broke out. All right? And it did. It did break out. But in essence, he's now grabbed the stops from anybody that had it right over here in March. All right? That's what he's got. He's got all the stops from anyone who had it right in March. Right? March. Up in here. March. See? You can see it. He's got them all. All these guys, that's what it says. All these guys, I got you. I'm ready to come back down. It's also reset for more downside. So now your price, right? Remember, this was level 1, right? Up at the top, right? Level 1, right? He's come up and grabbed all your level 1 people, right? He's got all your level 2 people. He's going to come down to level 3. Well, when RSI was up here at 57, was a 57 on your weekly, right? What did you get when you moved down, right? You moved down from here to here, which you're actually higher than, right? But in essence, you went from 52 to 26. And when you did that, we went from 52 to 26, you got a 70% drop. Now your RSI is higher than that now on your weekly. So what's another 70% drop from where you are now? 70%. There you go. 4K. 75, 5K. All right? Because your RSI has enough room to create that new price. I know it probably sounds absolutely insane to think that Bitcoin's going below $5,000, but to me it doesn't. To me it doesn't. Not at all. Consolidation zone here, right? Anybody who got it right on the move up, all right? Anybody who got it right here, who is still holding long positions, if they are, I don't know how leverage works on these other exchanges, how long you can hold them for, but let's say, you didn't get stopped out, in this consolidation region, right? It never came back there. There was never a stop hunt, right? You could have longed, at this weekly right here. I mean, you're on your weekly on Binance or whatever this is, and you see price hold the Mayo on the weekly. You might take that long because it's the 200 EMA on the weekly, right? And then it never comes back down there, But you see how it crosses above the watermark? You could have taken that long too on any of these other closures on the weekly, right? You could have taken any one, right? Comes up, right? There's a nice flat closure. You close here. You closed a little bit lower, right? But you didn't come down to the wick. You could have taken a long. You could have taken a long here. Look at any bounce. Here's your trend, right? On your weekly, if you're a weekly trader, you're taking longs off the 13 EMA. You're taking longs off your 13 EMA. And then look at why did he stop price here? Why stop it there when you have all these longs off your 13 EMA on your weekly? Why? Why stop? Why not come and get them? There's all these longs right here just chilling at 8K, thinking that they're going to catch Bitcoin going to the moon on their leveraged whatever. Whether it's closed out or not, there's a gap here. There's a gap here in the order book. All right? There's a huge gap, especially in these wicks. There's 2 big wicks right here. Right? He's long and he is short from here. He took a long. He also took a short. There's no reason for me to think that he won't want to realize a return on his short down here at $4,300. He wants to realize a return, mind you. He wants to realize a return. He's not going to come down and break even. Not when he sold. Not when he had to pay people. Right? He wants a return on that money. He still probably has that position open. He's also short from here, which is scary as shit. But that's such a long time ago, and he never came back down into there. So I don't know. I would say $3,100 in this low volume area where he can blow price back out, because there's a blue vector candle here. blue vectors are where, you know, he might want to decide the stop price again, $3,100. So then anyone that put their stops below the previous low, because that's what you're taught, right? If you're long from here, put your stop below. You know, if you're long from here, put your stop below previous low. You would want to come down below that. Maybe, but then why not just come down an extra $2,000? Realize a return on these old positions that he's got over here, whether he's still got them open or not. I don't know. Right now it's just chilling though. Ain't nothing happening. But to me, this is scary. This is scary. What's a stop loss? Yeah. You know what? It's probably smart. Sometimes it is smart to not use a stop loss, to be honest with you. I mean, there's a good strategy I'm following, and it requires you to kind of not use a stop loss, which is a little bit nuts. But it also means that you can't risk a lot of your money. You know? You can't risk you risk like 15% of your money, because the idea is that you take a short from the high of the day and a long from the low of the day. So, you know, come back over here and I'll show you like last week how that would work. All right, it's actually pretty dope. So you come back over and you come over here. Let's come over here. How do you replay? Where's my replay button? Where'd you go? Anyway, look over here. So look, you use your Asian session here. All right, at the beginning of the week, your high of the day, your high of the week, right? Your low of the week is established. But let's say you wanted to trade on like Tuesday, right? Here's your Asian channel, high and low, right? So in London, when you come down to about the low of the day, you can take that long and then close it out. I mean, you just, whatever Asia does, if it's the Asian low and you don't come down and break it, your job is to take a long from the low of the day, and then you hold it for, you know, whatever percentage, whatever you want on higher leverage. So, you know, hold it up for 1%. If you're on 50x leverage and you go up, you know, 1%, you've done pretty well, and you close it out. It's just a scalping strategy, you know. Here would have been a decent one, right? This was the top, very hard, but you see how he knows that strategy. High of the day, right? Low of the day. It's consolidating in London, right? But see how he breaks the high of the day from Asia over here, but then he comes back down into it, and then in New York he comes back in and he gives you another opportunity towards the high of the day. Your job would have been to take that short right there, and that short would have paid out very well. Very, very well. Extremely well, actually. Right? Same thing over here. Asia. This was the hard part. I was doing the strategy here. Asia set the high of the day and the low of the day, and they just ran the trend down on you. But over here, you know, high of the day, low of the day, right? In London, I would have taken the long because it was near the low of the day, right? I would have closed it out near the high of the day, right? Asia, low of the day. In New York, I came back down towards the low of that day. Could have taken the long, wrote it up. Asia sets the new high of the day, which I would have needed to close, okay? And then this was the tricky part. And this is crazy behavior, because that set the liquidity pool that he set up for all of this. He went high, low, people got crazy, and he created two pools of liquidity, high, above and below, right? And he came down and he took out the longs. That's what he did, motherfucker. Here's some stopping volume. I mean, here's your low of the week. So, we'll see what happens. I don't know what you guys think is going to happen. What do you guys think is going to happen? We going up or are we going down? 3-day on Market Cypher has me intrigued. These two are about to meet. I always use them, to be honest. I do feel stop loss and rebuy plays are better price if it goes the wrong way. Word. I think down overall. Yeah, me too. I think your 3-day is going to tell you everything. Your 3-day. We'll see what these RSIs do. Your 6-day is, see how like the 6-day are split, but your 3-day are meeting. It's crazy. It's crazy. But look, I'm just using the higher term EMAs. That's what I'm doing. Higher term EMAs telling me everything I need to know. And, 12 month coming over. I mean, shit. Where's my ketchup? There's my ketchup right there. It's just laying flat. That's major resistance. That's the 12-month 5 EMA. That shit is major resistance. 6 month, major resistance up there below 23K. 3 month, you got your sell signal. You got your 5 EMA crossing below your 13 EMA on your 3 month time frame. There's not much to think about here. Look, but you can come down. There's your 10K. On your 3 month time frame, you got a 50 EMA, 55 EMA. That's probably not good. Caught the top on LRC last night, but 2 accounts on that short. Nice. Yeah, bro. ETH looks fucking decent. ETH doesn't look bad, but anything. We all know Bitcoin is the leader, and if everything follows that shit, and ain't nothing gonna change. Nothing gonna change. This is a terrible wick on your 3 month. It's red. It's not good. Not good. I know it looks good on a regular chart, but I change the candle colors because I think these are the true colors, right? That green body, red wick. See how that works? You follow the wicks, right? This is don't go long. This is we are going short, right? And price action followed it, This one is it's okay to still go long because we will come back to this region, right? And they did. And then when it was green, it was red, we're done. We're done. We're heading down. So I'm just following the wicks, Still okay to go long. Well, actually, this is not okay to go long, right? Not okay. Not okay. When did you get your next green wick? You didn't get one. You just went parabolic. No bueno. So I guess it doesn't always work. Your monthly, right? Doesn't really work. Depends on the time frame, I guess. But the EMAs, just use your EMAs, man, right? 50 EMA on your monthly, you're getting rejected from it. That's all I see. But you're trapped between your ketchup and your watermark. But no one's buying. $20,000 for Bitcoin is freaking expensive, man. No one wants to buy that shit. No one wants to buy that. This looks bearish at the moment. This looks very bearish. Anyway, look, I went over a lot of stuff. I don't know what else you guys are up to. If you want me to go over anything else, I've shown this chart. I love this chart. All right, this is in essence has told me where Bitcoin is going in the short term, right? Once I broke here, and this broke, got me a little confused, but I think we're coming down to the green line. Why? Because it's held the previous bear market. This green line has held as support for every other bear market. But you crack that green line anytime, and then it's the red line. So 4,000 in the near term. Cool. Thank you, Sniper's Nightmare. I like all the YouTubers, man. I love them all. I love Savvy. I love Crown. I love Tino. I love them all, all the TA people, but they're all right and they're all wrong at the same time. I don't care so much for the traditional TA people, because traditional TA, although it works, it ends up going against you. They always come and stop you out. You always got to be careful. That's why I like Tino's vector candles, right? But that isn't 100%. Nothing is 100%. I'm just trying to figure out I love the spider lines. I'm just trying to figure out, what the fuck should I buy or not? Should I buy now or should I not? To me, I'm not buying yet. I honestly, I know Savvy said this too. Tino said this too. I would rather come up first, test the 50 on the weekly, and know that the trend has changed. That to me is a better buy. I would rather buy higher. I watch Tino and use the vectors on my chart as a combo with EMAs and SMAs. Yeah, man. Yeah, I love the vectors. I love them. I love the vectors. I don't know if do you use PVSRA volume as well? I mean, this tells you a lot about what's actually going on, and the PVRSA volume tells you, it gives you a hint as to like their future plans. Like to me, like this is we are net short. I changed the colors. Normally these would show up as green vectors. You can see I changed my green vectors to red to let me know like that they are net short. And I changed the volume colors too to let me know that this is really their volume and that it is short volume. So, to me, this is just a trap. This is just a trap. And then they blew out all the previous volume from the previous consolidation zone. Look at all that consolidation for what? And then they push the buy button and then bam. They create all this, there's nothing here. There's no volume. Right here, you're sitting. There's just this huge gap, and then people are gonna throw out, all their longs they built, and it's just gonna come like a brick house. The only look, we're breaking 21.8. Although I think that you just have to come up and hit the stops. That's the thing. You got to hit the stops, because anyone that has it right, he's got to wick them out. So many think 25 and 30, they aren't looking at the bigger picture, just the upward movement. Correct. Right. Correct. He doesn't need to come up there. The higher level shorts from the bear flag they built on the side of the M moved their stops down. They moved them down. Anyone that was short from here, right, put their stops in this consolidation zone, right? And then they moved their stops to this consolidation zone, probably a little bit too early, and he stopped them out here. And if he didn't stop them out there, he's been trying to create the momentum to come up and stop him out. Because then, what did he do? They manipulated price with whole FTX thing or whatever that is, right? They dropped price here, right? So anyone who was smart and kept their stops higher, right? They probably moved them down. They placed their stops above this, and then they watched, right? And then this happened, so they placed it here. It never got hit. Right? And then when this happened, they placed it between these two highs. It never got hit. And then when this happened, they placed their stops between these two highs right here, just above the previous high, right? And then even if it did come down here, they probably just placed their stop up in here. It's a stop hunt. Look, it's a hook. I hooked everybody. That's it. I've now hooked up all the stops of anyone who's got it right, and I can continue on the path price needs to take. That's what it is. And he's also built the proper liquidity pools in both directions, where his long liquidations will pay for anybody who needs to get paid in the short. And he's probably in the short too. Don't forget, like he's getting, they know where price is going. So, but we do have some long, some long volume on our PVSRA on the daily, but I think you're just gonna get a quick wick up. Stop out anybody. I'm laughing so much because you are so right. You know how retail trade. Yeah, man. That's because, that's what you're taught in the book. They use that. They use that information against us. That's how it works. I mean, they even try to use their own methods against us. Because what did they paint here for us? They painted us a W, right? They painted the W, right? And for us, what do you want to see? You want to see a back test into the 50, you would long this. According to Tino's method, you would long that. That's a long, but it's too big of a move. And if you're using PVRSA volume and anything other tools, you know that this is just a big gap. This is just a big trap. That's all it is. and they're holding the 50 the 200 EMA, right? And they're holding the 50, promising you the golden cross on Binance. But really, what do we know? We know that on the weekly time frame, the death cross happened already. It's happened already on a true chart with all the data. Right here, you've gotten your death cross. This is a confirmed death cross, right? With, to me, a rejection off of, your 230 EMA, which is a Fibonacci number, right? 233. You got a clear rejection off of that. You got 3 hits to the high. 1, 2, 3, even more. 4 hits to the high off that, right? And on Binance, you got your hits to the high off the Mayo, right? Hit to the high, hits to the high. That's all you need. These are rejection. Head down to the lower levels where we can find bidders and buyers and liquidate Sailor. That's it. They're going after Sailor, man. They're going after him. I mean, and look at the volume on Binance. Look at this is all bullshit. This is all bullshit. I remember, they'll say that this was capitulation, but it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense when you think about it in terms of levels, right? Level 1, right here. Level 1, right? And they don't come back to the levels, right? They don't come back to the levels. This is level 2. A clear break into the level, right? Level 2. Now, level 2 could come as high as this. That's true. $28,000. It's totally cool. All right? That's totally acceptable. And you might not get 3 levels of drop. But if you come as high, see, the problem is that he gave out so much long equity that if he comes higher, he releases the longs. He's got the shorts. He's got the longs that that we know. So now it's time to go test lower levels. And that's level 3. Down in here. 4K, 3K, 7K. Test. All levels will be tested. You'll never know where the freaking bottom is. I mean, just look at my chart here. Look at the spider lines. Do you see how many levels? I have 40% still in BST and USDT. Waiting. I'm not buying. What did I hear about? You got to be careful with that because I think they're going after Binance BUSD. So just be careful because remember what happened with UST, right? With Luna and how that caused this cascade, right? That was the catalyst. Those stable coins were the catalyst for this. So what's going to be the catalyst for level 3? Is it Tether and BUSD? Is that the catalyst that's going to bring us down? Because stable coins is, in essence, what's caused such a catastrophic, drop into level 2. USDC, is supposed to be, of course, what they're using. But, to go into cash for a month, I mean, I'd be scared with the stable coins. I would. I would be scared. I'm nervous for you. I don't want Tether to get fucked up for you. What happened with Tether? What's going on with Tether? Any news? I can flip it into GPT. Okay, good. Because Tether was interesting actually. I saw some volume on Tether that was interesting. Let's go back to Tether. Where are you, Tether? There you are. USD. No, I want this. Right. Tether on the monthly. Look at the gap that was created in Tether. Look at the gap volume. Right? This is not good. This is a big hole. There's a big hole here. I don't know, that's speed. They dropped Tether and now it's created a gap in that area. I know because there's really nothing down here. There's no support, but it's just the tick volume. That's their volume. We know PVRSA measures their volume. All right. This is a buyback, but this is scary shit here. What's the news on it? Tether taps Center Fitzgerald to help oversee bond portfolio. It's nothing. But I don't like it when I see tick volume on a stable coin. I don't. That's scary. That's like manipulation. We know that the market makers use their trading bots and all that shit to manipulate. And right there in November, right? That's manipulation. And currently, it was just manipulated again at the beginning of the year on even higher volume. So at 2.67 billion, there shouldn't be that much volume on that. Scary shit, you know. So I don't know. Things don't look great at the moment, and Bitcoin looks like it's falling like a rock. Looks like it's falling like a rock. Let's go to the 1 hour. Maybe a little sip of this. It's not falling anywhere. It's not going anywhere. Although, I don't know when does the drop happen? When does it happen, and why? During FTX debacle, Alameda was shorting it out of Tether. True, Nate. One thing that Tino always says, he goes, you look at the volume, what have they done more of? They've built their shorts over the entire weekend. That's what they've done. That's what I was looking at that. I was like, that's not good. On the hourly time frame, they've just built a short. Now they've built a short at the highest point, above the 50 EMA. Okay. That's not good. 4 hour. To me, like this volume that's up here, like they've left vector candles before, I mean, I'll never forget, like, thinking about this stupid bear flag or on the daily. I've been wondering, I'm like, yo, there's a vector up here. Like this vector, look at this daily vector that they just said, fuck it. Like, why leave such a large vector up there? There was another little one up here too. I'm like, I was waiting for these. I mean, I saw all these vectors thinking they were going to come back into them. They never came back for this one, at least. Like, at least this one, they consolidated and kind of hit it, But, that's the 800, that was the 800 EMA. So when that went down, people shorted the 800, notice, and then they came back for them, but they never came back for them. So I was like, what the fuck? So is it going to happen the same way? Like, we just don't give a fuck about this daily vector because it's the last one on the daily before the drop? I mean, that was the drop from the M, right? That was the drop from the bear flag, right? There was your exit out of level 1. If this is your exit out of level 2, then you don't need to come back for that shit. You really don't. Because again, what do we know? We know that if he comes back up here, right, he releases the longs. He doesn't want to release their equity, right? He doesn't want that. He wants to liquidate the longs. So, but I'm waiting for it. Just freaking drop already. But that would be dope to happen on stream. Nah, I don't think it's gonna happen. You got some stopping volume here, where you needed to slow it down. Probably some people are going short from the 200 EMA. CPI soon too. Word. I mean, they want to pretend like inflation is all gravy, but I was showing this to my students, TradingView to my students, and some kid goes, "Yo, look at bananas." I was like, all right, let's take a look at bananas. I think this is bananas right here. Bananas, man. Look at fucking bananas, right? Look at it, just going straight the fuck up. Like December. From December in January, bananas fucking up 50% in bananas. What the fuck? I was like, you guys picked the right fucking food to guess. Here's your eggs. Eggs. Fucking since January, eggs looks like topped out. But, right? Bananas went bananas. What was this one? Average price of milk and all that other shit. It's just trending higher, just holding your 5 EMA. All right. And what do they do? What do? They love to create the narratives and get you to buy into something. So let's sell the AI narrative. Here's FET, right? FET, stopping volume candle on the daily. Get you to buy up there, right? GRT went absolutely ham. They get you to buy up here. All right. All right. So now what do they got? They got all of this money, right? It's all fucked up. Link actually to me is the key, right? Whenever Bitcoin dumps, Link usually pumps, right? And Link had all this up here to take. I thought they were going to take at least some of this vector on the daily. Look at this. Well, you know what? This is kind of telling, isn't it? Let's take a look at Link. How much of the vector did they take? They only got to take 50% of that daily vector. So they narrowly missed 50% of that vector candle. So why do they need to come back up into it? In fact, right? You short on 5x. Yes, absolutely awesome. Good for you, bro. Good for you. That's banging. That's awesome. Look at this shit. I wish what exchange do you use? Do you use in Bybit or do you use KuCoin? Look at rejection off the 382 on Link, right? That's a really bad rejection. That's their line. We know the market makers love to reject off that and continue down the trend. So Link is bearish. And when Link is bearish, everything is gonna go. Wow, 135% up. I can't believe it. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. I thought Algo, right? Algo to me made sense to come up and take this whole region. BitGet and KuCoin and day trade. Binance for my spot. All right, Binance. Bitcoin, Algo, man. This huge zone. There's a huge imbalance up here. But when I look on the daily, I see a blue vector at the highs. Blue vector at the highs, you know, I don't know. Algo was another interesting one. Like Algo on the monthly, you're at your absolute lows on your monthly. You know, how much lower do they want to go on Algo? It looks like they're just going to hold price here. But if Bitcoin goes down to whatever, I mean, a lot of this shit is going to go to zero. You know? The things that pumped, I think, are the things they want to save, right? They want to save, like Render, right? Render is something, you know, they want to keep around, I guess. Or GRT is something they want to keep around, you know? Anything that's gone up in the past month is something that you probably would want to look into when Bitcoin finally goes down, because I was looking into that today. I was like, all right, so what's gone up in the past month that I would want to get into when Bitcoin bottoms? And in the past month, you had your AI shit, right? Binary X. I don't know if you guys have looked at that. Right. Binary X, I think, was a good project. They pumped and dumped that shit, which was interesting. I have that saved. Let's take a look at that chart. That was something really, really interesting. I forget what it was even. There it is. BNX up 20% today. See, the fact that they're pumping it means they don't want it to go to zero, whatever they got planned, right? So that was something interesting. See, they've come back, reclaimed their old longs on it. Gala, I sold some too early. I still have rebuys waiting. Good, because Gala will go. Ooh, looks like you're just kind of rolling over. Ooh, on your weekly though. See, here's what's scary about Gala. See all the selling they did? It looks like they pumped it, right? They pumped it here, and then this is basically selling at speed at the highest point. It looks like they've dumped all their Gala, you know, because they don't want it. Why don't they want their Gala? Why don't they want Gala? You know, that's what you got to ask yourself. If they're selling to you, why are they selling? You know, and that's selling at speed. That's selling the rest of their bag. So, BNX though, so just be careful. Binary X, I forget what it was. Oh, it's some gaming shit. Cool. Bringing your world to Binary X. Cool. Whatever. It's all big money grab anyway, right? H-bar actually, I'm a big fan of H-bar. Big fan of H-bar. See, I love it. They're pumping it. Save it. Let's go. Save H-bar. H-bar looks kind of sexy. Although, you know, look, that is a nasty fucking RSI, man. That is a nasty RSI. Look at that. You got hidden bearish div written all over this trucker on the weekly. I mean, that's not good. Hidden bearish div, a lot of selling going on. A lot of selling. The highest amount of selling, you got just as much selling as you have over here as you had over here. So you know what I mean? Like, that's scary ass shit. You know, but I like H bar. I do. I think H bar is a good thing. What other things? I mean, do you guys think? Look at Matic. I mean, Matic. They love their Matic, but look at what they've done with Matic here. All right. Again, look at the blue volume. Is where speed occurs and blows things out that they can drop straight through. They got shorts and vectors on Matic all the way down to 6 cents. Like, how does this not scare the hell out of people? And now they've just built another short. And where do we see above on the weekly? I don't see any vectors to come back into on the weekly. I see every vector down here, right? Where they can manipulate this zone right here, right? Purple and blue volume, that's manipulation volume. Manipulate it down here, catch anybody who's trying to catch freaking 30 cents and only to drop it more. And they'll probably just drop it back down into level 1 and try to find some value down here. But really, what do we know? We know that they want to take 50%. Oh, Jesus, look at it. Look at the volume down here, right? They can blow it out all the way down to 1 cent. I don't think that's going to happen, but I would say they want to return on 50% of the candles down here, even if it's a buyback for themselves. So I'll just take this region. Oh, wrong thing. Fibonacci, right? Coming over here, you know, 12 cents on Matic, 10 cents, 8 cents, you know? If you want to come even further, you know, 5 cents. I know that sounds nuts. It sounds absolutely insane, but this volume tells you everything. What exchange is this? This is Binance, yeah, where all the leverage is. So I know it sounds absolutely nuts. I mean, they stopped price here, but look at your levels. Just go to your levels. Where's level 1? You know, here's a clean break into a level. All right, so there you got your level. All right, here's your level right here. This is your top, right? Here's a clean break, all right, into level 2. Clean break into level 2, and you never revisited the previous level. So now you got to look below with a huge gap in the chart blown out here from anything that was over here, right? That's what they've done. They've blown out the volume, you know? And what I caught one of the best shorts ever I had on Matic, and the other day I sold a nice piece of my bag of what I think is local highs, Polygon, bro. I get sub 38 cents. Entry on Matic would be dope. Yo, I'm with you. I told my good friend, I'm like, yo, you got to sell your Matic, bro. I'm not liking the chart. I hodl. I'm like, bro, don't fucking hodl. I think he's in around $1. Like, his buy is like $1. He think that's a good price, but like, yo, like, I love Matic. I do. I just don't like the chart because I don't see where's the comeback to the lows. How do you not revisit this, and why consolidate so long? You know, we think so. Like, I have the first order at 40 cents. Good, 40 cents, because like you don't know how low it's gonna go, and who cares, you know? Because I do think what I think is happening is that traditionals, let's fucking go. I think traditionals are gonna go into a bear market. You know, we are in one. I think that it's going to put Bitcoin into its first bear market. I think 40K is the next local top. We'll come back down and we'll retest some of the lows. And then we'll go into a new all-time high in 10 years from now or whatever, which is totally cool. Because, look, I missed crypto. The big money misses crypto. Someone in a chat once said, they were like, yeah, but 45 cents again. Oh, my God. Yes, please. Exactly. Someone said, when retail misses the boat, it sails. But when big money misses the boat, they bring it back to the dock. That got me. I'm like, yo, they're bringing it back. They're bringing it back to the dock. I mean, look, level 2 right here. Let's get level 3. Level 3, you know, I can't fucking wait. I can't wait for the lower levels. Because that is when everyone fucking leaves. That's when everyone gets bearish. Right? First ever buy on crypto space. Yo, Nate, I fucking bagged $45 quant, okay? I had quant because I was eyeing the fuck out of quant. I'm like, yo, quant is below the lows. I need to buy quant. I need it, right? And I bought quant, and I saw it. I saw a return. I got 100% return on it at 80, and I was like, 100% return. I should probably take profit because it'll probably 100% return. It's got to go back down, right? I sold the quant, and I missed out on all that, man. I was again. You learn. What's the deal with quant anyway? Is this the best quant chart I think I got? Because I fucking love quant. Quant looks all right. What do we think about this, by the way? Because if we're going by the levels, right? This is level 1, right? Easy 5x, easy. I love quant. If you're going by your level principle, right? There's level 1, right? You got a clean break into another level here. Here would be level 2, right? And then level 3 would be something like this, I guess. Yeah. See, I saw 3 levels of drop on quant. I was like, that's cool. But what do we got now? They came back into another level, right? They came back in. They wouldn't have come back up into here. They didn't spend that much time there, right? I think 228 was a local high, and I could test the lows again, but it would not even no sub. Yeah, I think you're right. All right, so we know they don't revisit these levels. So what level have they not revisited here? This one. They haven't revisited this. Where I fucking had that. I'm so fucking pissed. I had down here. We haven't come back down and broken this level here. So, you know, if Bitcoin comes down, maybe this is all we're gonna get. You know, because if Bitcoin does come down, quant will come down, right? Quant loves the head and shoulders patterns. Oh, is that what we got going on? Head and shoulders. But look at this. This is a promise on the weekly. Look at that long they built on the weekly. That's a promise right there. And I only see a little bit of volume down here. I see a little bit here of blue volume, right? And then we have a little bit of red down here. I see more green than red. More green than red as far as vectors go on the weekly. I guess you can go to your 4-day and try and figure shit out. You know? They might want to visit this region right here. This could be a promise. And then what could we get from that? If we want, you know, something like $70, that makes sense. If you're taking the whole and half number principle, right? $70 because they gave us a chance at 40. Bro, I had it at like fucking $43. Like I had it. I bought it right there. I said there's no way I can't fucking buy quant at $40 because it was already at fucking $400. I was like, that's easy. Like, easy, no brainer. And look at how they got the fuck out of there in a week or 4 days. You know, that's speed, right? Speed, they come back, they take it. I mean, to me, you're not getting this again. This is we're done with this. This is our buy. They got the most there ever, and we're not getting that shit. We're not getting this shit. The best we're gonna get is half of their short or whatever. Because quant actually has a limited supply. It's a fucking good project. It's got good tokenomics and all that good shit. Oh man. So what can we? Yeah, this is the best buy we're gonna get. But really, do you buy $85 quant? I would buy anything under $100. Anything under $100. Because what's the potential? Right? If it goes under 120, I'm buying a bunch. Yeah, man, because I mean, and look at they got some blue volume up here. I like that. I like the blue volume. It's something that you can blow right past. You know, that's selling at speed, right? We know that they sold a bunch up there. They bought a bunch down here, you know? What's the promise on this? If you really want to go like, you know, 618 shit and go from here. Look, 652, 1,000, let's get even crazier. 1,400, 1,600, you know? Like, that shit is crazy. You buy quant for $100, that's an easy, look, you were right, easy 5x. You know, even if you just come up a little bit past your all-time high. The only weird thing is that you use to be able to send quant using the quant network now only ETH, so it's a little sus. Yeah, but you know what? It's got a limited supply, and I like anything with a limited supply. That is good. Has been loading up on. Yeah, I'm with you. Look at Matic going up. Why is Matic going up? What's going on here? Matic gonna realize the purple region right here. Look, how do you get people to buy before you dump? Right? You pump. Right? So, look, if Matic goes above $1.50, right? You're a retail trader, right? That's what you put your stops where? You put your stops just above previous high. So, on your 4-day time frame, that is about 180, right? If you did catch this bear flag, you know, up in here. Here's your flag. This is what you want. Right up in here. Right? You caught that, you would place your stops. You know, you shorted this, you place your stops here. 185. So are they hunting 185 right now? Because they're getting ready. What's the volume like? Lots of selling on your 6th day. You know, what do they got a long from here. See, here's a good thing. Like, why buy this candle is always my question. Like, that's a candle they bought. Now, granted, they've come up and they've realized the return on that candle, right? But they've also bought this candle. So they bought this candle, they bought this candle. Okay? But right now, they are selling. There's a lot of selling going on. So, right up in here, you know? Right up in here is a great spot to sell your Matic because we think it's going down. I mean, we don't fucking know, but, you know, how many hits to the high? You don't really have anything. You have 1, 2 hits to the high. This looks like a W, right? Maybe things are okay. Maybe we're just gonna moon. Wouldn't that be great? There's no problem with the markets that I'm wrong. It's just chilling. Nothing's gonna happen until Valentine's Day. Nothing's gonna happen, but I don't like the liquidity balance on the high block. I don't like this. If something changes, then something changes. If the longs pay themselves, then there'll be no reason for them to come down. If the longs actually pay themselves. But what do we know? Is that nobody pays themselves. They know that. They know that. They're still there. This is the 12-hour. Ugh. Look at the 12-hour. This does not look good. Oh, man. Look. 500,000. There's like 1 billion here. There's 1 billion here. And down here, man. Below 18K. They built this. Like, these people need to pay themselves. If they just pay themselves, then all we have to do is go up. If they just close their freaking longs. Just close your longs. Just close it. Oh, look at this. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. Look, in the 3 month, right? In the past 3 months, this is what you got. Where are you going to send price? Where does it need to go? Does it need to come up here? Well, you got 40 billion, 31 billion. So you got nearly 100 billion up here in the past 3 months, right? But down here, you got 30 billion, 30 billion, 20 billion, 10 billion, 30 billion, 23 billion, 42 billion. Where do you guys think price is going to go, man? Nearly 100 billion down in here. Below 14K. They want this. They want the 100 billion. They liquidate that. You can buy so much down there. CRP loading up on 5 orders, waiting on the lows. Cool. Cool. yeah, man. We got on the lower time frames. Look, nothing's gonna happen until the market makers come on the duty at 4 p.m. Let's see what happens in Sydney. What did we do in the last couple weekends? Let's just go over that and what can possibly happen. In my opinion, they come up because if you come up, you can hit the stops of the shorts. Okay, on your 1 hour, we know they like to fill their shorts around the 200 EMA. All right. In your 4 hour, you probably need to hit your 50 EMA. Right? You hit your 50 EMA up there, and then you continue down. So it's very likely that they're just going to come up, form your little stupid head and shoulders. Everyone's going to get their pants in a tizzy. All right? Little head, right? Little shoulders, or whatever. And you're just going to come straight down. That's likely what's going to happen. All right? I can't wait for the first 2 hours of the DXY. I can't wait either. Yo, there is this guy I've been watching. I don't know if you guys watch this thing, but it's Beat the Market Makers by Steve Morrow. I don't know if you guys know him. Right here.
New ride? Yep, we're cruising in style with Verizon.
But
Home
yeah,
Internet.
here. This guy is the absolute GOAT, right? He's the absolute GOAT. He's probably got to add, but yeah. Yo, he's the absolute man. Absolute man. He goes through all this good shit. I listen to him every night before I go to bed. He puts the right thing in your brain that you got to really, really think about. But he talks about this right here. You know, this whole process.
8:30, sorry. And
right here, the drop. He goes through it.
The New York market maker comes to work, and he
right
talks to
here.
the London guy.
Big move up.
Gap time, 9 to 9:30.
It's great.
At 9:30,
I'll put it in the chat.
the U.S. equities market opens.
All right, and he goes through like how you know the 3 levels up,
Forex,
and then they just drop price back to where it was. I'm watching the Inner Circle Trader right now. Yeah, I just subscribed to the Inner Circle. This is my YouTube channel, but on my other channel, like I have like a YouTube premium subscription, where you know Mr. Hart teaches, and I'll go and that's what I've been using on that. But yeah, this is nothing's happening. Fucking Sunday morning. I wish that they would do something so we could watch something on stream. I got some. I use the EMAs. Look, the 800 EMA, but I use Fibonacci EMAs. This is the 900, you know, the 987, the 233, and the 55. And then I'll use the 21 and the 8. I use those because if you do look, I mean, they do work, you know, like on your 1 hour, you know, you probably came below your 800. See how he comes below the 800, but he comes above here? Like, I like that. It works. It works. You know, your 144 minute. And the one thing about the Fibonacci time frames is that their volume is all over it, man. In fact, the best you can see their volume, if you use Tino's crap, is the 22 hour. The 22 hour time frame, bro, like all you see is their volume. Like, it just shows you so easily they're, you know, selling. Look at that buy in the 22 hour. If you saw that pin on the 22 hour and you went in like with 5x leverage, you made bank because you know they're long on the 22 hour time frame, right? However, you know, if you went long here, you know, you saw that blue, that's not good. Blue at the high is not good. You see selling, that's your cue to get out, you know? And then here's the thing. On the 22 hour time frame, they are long, right? But they also short from here, you know? Long, short, and are they even? You know? Are they even? They can take a small loss, right? This is, right? Maybe they're going to come up into here. Maybe they're going to come up to 23,000, right? Because there's a lot of longs built here on the 22 hour time frame. They're all over the 22 hour. And you got a nice green dot, you know? They might want to come up, right? I don't know which RSI would be theirs. but they're not even right now. These need to even out. So we could come up. I wouldn't be surprised to get a quick move up and see this kind of pattern play out over here. Right? But they do have longs up in here, up in the 26s. So maybe the 800 EMA is a promise. Maybe that. Maybe it's a promise. But again, I don't know. I'm watching these. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Anything could happen because if they come up, if they do decide to come up, again, we know that they release the liquidity down here. And right now, that looks like who they wanted to trap. Right? This is where all the liquidity is. So I don't see them wanting to come up. Why? We know that they're long. However, like they're not that long because we know that inside of these boxes here, they are opening and closing, right? In this region right here, that in the past 22 hours that we want to look at, if you go down to a lower time frame, you know, in there, look, they are short, long. So, you know, you got to kind of figure out what the fuck is going on. But the 22 hour is a dope time frame. I love the 22 hour. Yeah. You guys are awesome for hanging out with me and everything. They stop things. They're going to move things back up. They got to hit the stops of anybody who's got it right. And they got to come back for them. Anybody that shorted this line and put their stop above here. 23.5. No one got that short. People go, they don't take that short. They really don't. People didn't short this. That's not what they would do. They saw, here's what people probably saw. What they see up here is a falling wedge. Right? This is what they see. People see a falling wedge. Right? And then they see a breakout and a back test and a continuation that didn't happen. Right? That's what retail sees. Right? So you would think that, you know, they got all these people trapped up here. Do they really need to come back? Right? Probably not. They got them. They got them already. You know? If they come back, they're only going to gather more people for their shorts that they're already in. Okay? They're already going to gather, and they don't want people on the same side of the trade as them. Right? I don't think they're coming back. I don't think they're coming back. They're not coming back. The move is down. In fact, Steve says that up in here. Where you go, Steve? But yeah, Steve goes over that. He goes, don't counter trend trade.
And you, whatever else is going on in the equity.
Right? He says it. Don't.
If you are issued second leg W in this example, a hammer spike to the bottom at 9:45.
I love this guy. I can't even. I love him. But anyway, listen, I'm gonna get going because I can't go live forever. Nothing's happening. Shorted 23.20 for just small money. Anthony Soprano, good job. Good fucking job. I was looking for the fucking short, man. Dude, I was looking for the fucking short. And I psyched myself out, man. I psyched myself out. Because of this downtrend that they ran. I couldn't believe. I was like, I saw it going down in Asia. And I'm like, all right, Asia's setting it up. I'm like, Asia's going to set it up. So that people going short, right? And London consolidated. I'm like, all right, people are going short here, all right? So I'm looking for stops here and a stop hunt here. And then in New York, when it was going down, I saw them come up off the Brinks, right? I saw them. I'm like, bang, Brinks box. I'm like, all right, they're probably going to come down. Here's what I projected. I saw all the money coming down in here. I said, all right, here's my W, right? I was like, I thought this was going to happen. Come up, hit the stops here, probably, right? Previous consolidation zone. Hit the stops, form an M, and then bang. That was what I thought was going to fucking happen, and I did not get it. I was so pissed. So fucking pissed. So then I'm just dying to be in a fucking trade, being an idiot. I'm like, all right, well, I want to, and I did the dumb thing, because I was like, all right, well, there's a trend line, right? I'm like, maybe it'll catch it there or whatever. And then I'm drawing dumbass trend lines like this. I'm like, all right, well, where the fuck is it going to stop or whatever? And I'm like, all right, maybe it'll stop here, right? And I did get that, and I saw the 800 EMA. I'm like, all right, maybe that's the point, right? And look, this is why it doesn't work. Look at how it hits the trend line, bang, 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 bang. They don't give you any room coming up in the next day's session, right? Asia gives you nothing. They don't give you anything. Not really. If you did catch it, you got a percent. But and then bang, they hit your stops here. They hit your stops, and end the week on the absolute lowest point and have just drifted up. And nobody caught this long, right? Because below the 800 EMA, right? You're looking left. What did you catch that off of? What did you really catch that off of? The two highs? No, right? You saw it break those highs. There you go. The last place that they have a long from. Look, if you just match the candles up, there's your last green candle, right? I'm long from here and I'm long from here. That's why they don't break the previous level. Those are just fake outs, right? There's your M formation, drop, fake out, W formation, come back up. But if you use the green wick there, you could have caught that. But in essence, we do know that they have money in this wick. We do know they have money in that wick up there, but I don't think they're coming back. I think they're just gonna fill about half of that. What's the most they come back up to? I would do the green wicks. You got. They were long from there at one point, right? They're long from here. Anyone show respect, right? Longs, but they're not gonna. There's money in here, and there's money in here. They dumped everything. Play the wicks. What wick are you gonna get a bounce off of? This is level 2. You might get a bounce off of your level 3 wick. 22,500. There's a nice hole and half number. That makes sense because it fills the gap. It's the bottom wick of level 3, if you're counting the levels that way, right? You can come back up into there. I think you get a nice rejection off of 22.5. You also have these wicks up here from the previous week, where they previously bought from here. They bought, they sold. Where did you sell? Let's see. On your hourly, at least. You bought here. You sold here. You bought. You sold here, right? But they also went schlong. They bought a long. They're long from this region right here. That's the thing. So, what do you got to realize a return of from that region right there? From your last buy. Not much. If they're going to be greedy. But they sold here. I don't know. I think that the highest you're going to get is just above 22,500. 22.7. I posted a link in Frankie's for people to sub. Cool, man. Thanks. Thank you. Again, I ask myself, what is going on here? All I see is selling. They're just building shorts. That's all I've seen. I see them building longs. I do see the longs. I see a long and then a big sell. So I don't think whatever longs they built there, they sold off. So any longs that they had here, right? They had this long here. They sold it off up here. They built their longs on the way down. They sold it off. They built their longs on the way down. And they sold it off in New York. They don't need to come back up into here. But they do have a long from here. So last week's low, if you were retail trader, again, 21,600, 21.5. This is stopping volume they created to stop people out. So you're not gonna get much. You could short anywhere 21.5, 21, 23,000, 23,000, 22,500. And like I said, just if you're looking for a great entry on a short, just use the 5 EMA on the 6 month. Just use that. That is major resistance. All right, this is all I would use for my short. Is just keep it simple and use that. 22,830. That's major resistance. Not your 4 month, not your 3 month, right? Those aren't the heavy hitters. Not your 2 month, but your 6 month, right? Your 8 month is a little bit higher. Maybe that could be a better level. 23,000, but they're not releasing the longs. 22, because right, if you were a long, right, you would want to release your long at 23,000, right? You want to get back to that. That's the idea. You want to get back to 23K. You wish you sold 23K. I've been texting my friend. I'm like, bro, you need to sell 23K. You need to sell 23K. No, I'll if we drop below 19, I'll sell. I'm like, bro, why? Why wouldn't you want to sell at the highest point when they are selling? It makes no sense. But your 6th month right there, I think that's really good. 22.83. Yeah. But your EMAs are better on not on Binance. But yeah. Your 12 month right here. What's your 6 month on here? Same thing. Look, it's a little bit different on your real EMAs. 22.7. 22.731 is where your 6 month is at right now. I would use your 6 month 5 EMA to grab your short. That's all you got to use is one simple EMA on a higher term time frame, and you're good to go. Because you're not going to get another pin off the Mayo at 23.6, right? They want to give you the illusion that the ketchup is holding, right? They want to give you that you're getting a bounce off that. They could wick down here, but then you're breaking levels, right? You want to FOMO. Watch this level here, all right, on your weekly. Watch 20K, all right? It's 20K breaks, man. What do you have below that as far as EMAs go on to catch you? You don't have anything. You don't have anything. No EMAs on your weekly to catch you. You know, on your daily, you probably got something. What do you got on your daily to catch you when you fall? You know, you'll get some here at, 21 to 50, right? But after that breaks, what do you got on your daily? You're just back below your EMAs. And after that, you come to your 8 hour. All right. You're below your 50. You might catch here, right? People will try to catch that. But that, again, it's going to be fast. It's going to be very fast. They're going to drop it fast and catch everyone off guard. It's just going to be one of these things that just get going real quick, Like we've seen that before. It just gets going real motherfucking quick. They'll come up, they'll grab a couple more longs, right? They gotta trap the longs, and then bam, real quick, real fucking quick, and no one's gonna know what the fuck hit them. That's what I think. It's a trap, and you can tell by the volume. No, it's crazy. And then the news will come out, Binance this, Binance that. That's what'll happen. That's what always happens. But hopefully we're wrong, and we're just going to go into a bull market. But, yeah. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? Anything pumping? I don't know how you guys feel about ICP, man. Look at this. This is straight up distribution. Straight up distribution. I know BitBoy loves ICP, but look at them just distribute on our asses. That's all it's done. Rounded tops don't pay the bills, right? That's what it is. It's just distribution. And what are you on the 4 hour? Look at the EMAs, right? The 8 out, the 800 EMAs is what they like to fill their shorts at. But if you use a Fibonacci number, the 987, those are banging entries, right? On your 4 hour. Right, for a short. What are you risking there? Right? What did it actually come up? Ooh, 7%. I don't listen to BitBoy personally. He's not a trader. Right. He's an entertainer for sure. For sure, a great entertainer. For sure. I don't think BitBoy is a bad dude. He's just a guy. I love watching him. He's super entertaining. ICP though, it has some green vectors up here on the daily. Look at this. There's a lot of promise up here. Let's go to the weekly. Honestly, I think the best person to listen to is nobody. You don't listen to anybody. Nice imbalance up here. ICP, $80. Not bad. That's good. I like that. And look at the huge imbalance up there. I fucking love that. This is just accumulating. Just going sideways. That's awesome. They got longs here. They got longs. I wouldn't look at the long after they sold. But they got a long here. They got a long here. On your next long, the next one that closes green, there's 3 hits on your weekly. That might not be a bad play. You want to see 3 hits. You want to see 3 mother trucking hits. Total 3 is up. Why? Here's a good question. When you see total down and total 2 down, but you see total 3 up, what goes through your head? To me, that's them pumping some S coins, right? To get money. They just pump some S coins. They're going to take profits into that and put it into something safe. Either it's a stable coin or Bitcoin. That's what I see when I see total 3 up. Because there's no reason for total 3 to be up when total 1 and total 2 are down. Right? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. That's not how it goes. It makes no sense. What else we got? What about ADA? I know people love ADA. ADA is down today. How's the ADA chart? What do we think about ADA? Has ADA achieved 3 levels of drop is the question. Has it achieved that? Because the levels on ADA are a little bit ambiguous here, right? If you're going to use your M formation, right? You got your M. Where you at here? Come on. Here's your M. Okay. This would be drop level 1, retrace. This is all level 2 right here. Okay. Retrace. And here's level 3. So to me, ADA doesn't look as bad at the moment, but everything follows Bitcoin, right? Here's your levels on ADA. This is level 1 consolidation, level 1 drop consolidation. That is a level to me, as far as the peak goes from the drops, right? You make a clean drop into a level 2 where you got a clean drop, manipulation, wiki behavior, you fakes you out once, it fakes you out twice, and then it drops on your ass again. You can't believe it. And now you're in level 3, where you're trying to find a bottom. That's the problem, is you still haven't found bottom in level 3. You still haven't found the buyers. What about our EMAs? Any good news on our EMAs? No. No real good news, right? You got a buy signal here. Your ketchup crossed above your mustard. And now you're getting some support on your mustard on the weekly. All right. But again, such a young asset. You just printed a 200 EMA on your weekly here. And is this like the oldest chart I got? Probably. Let's go back here. Yeah, this is a lot of price action in here. It's pretty good price action. So look, you printed your Mayo, and all you've done is gotten rejections off of it, right? Until you get back above your 200 EMA on your weekly for ADA, there's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. All you have is imbalances in the chart down here. This is a massive imbalance that needs to be visited, and the order book needs to be balanced, right? And that is your last W formation pump. All right. Although I don't think that you see 10-cent ADA. You got to remember, like the blue vectors to me is where they want to blow volume out again, right? This is the region they want to visit. They want to visit in here, and they want to visit about 50% of it. So 50% of that region is something like, 19, 18, 15 cents, right? And it still shows value to the asset because you've gone, above what, you pumped from, So anywhere in the teens for ADA. But that's still, if you think about it, from there is still a 50% drop from where you are now, right? So that's, if you like ADA, I would still be waiting for 15, 20 cents. Buy in the 20s in the high teens to be safe, because you don't know what you're gonna get, because they're short from here, right? They would want to realize a return on their shorts. Anything in the red is where they want. You're not a promise this blue. You're not promised that, but there's somewhat of a promise here in the lower 20s, in the 20s. There's a little bit of a promise there from the volume if you do use the vector candles, right? Or it could go to zero, or it could just go to zero. But there's this wick up here on the weekly, and I like that. That's also a promise. $1.30 makes sense. That was something I was trying to buy ADA at over here, right? That's where my orders are set, in the 20-cent area. Good. Yeah. I don't know about any other alts. I know Atom. Some people like Atom. What's the deal with Atom? Let's get rid of this. Start fresh. What level are we at in Atom? If this is an M formation, right? This would be, let's see. There's a level 1. This is level 2. This is level 3. All right. So here's level 1 drop. All right. Clean drop into a level. You don't revisit anywhere close to that. And this is level 2. You see how level 2 is very wavy, right? You got a very wavy level 2 where you don't know whether to buy, sell, or do whatever. You have no freaking clue, right? And then what do you have promised down here? Where are they long from last? They're long from here. They'll never give you that. They'll give you where they're short from. $3 to $5. That's what I see, right? Because you got to think about it like this is level 1 consolidation. Here's your level 1 rise, level 1 consolidation. They'll give you the consolidation of level 1. They'll give you $5. They might scare you with 3, but they're not going to give you where they bought from at $1, right? So I think $5 on Atom, maybe they come somewhere in between, but anything below $5, because again, it's still trying to find a bottom. I mean, what do we got? See, it's crazy behavior. M formation, W formation. But look at that blue on the weekly. They blew out the volume only to probably come drop straight through it. Created this volume over here, right? That's sketchy ass volume. Let's see on our, yeah. Where did they sell from? They sold from the absolute highest point up here. They sold it from up there, and this is us selling off the rest of the bag. This is selling at speed, in my opinion. All right, and it all depends. Let's take a look. Selling at speed in this region. Let's take a look if that's true. Let's go to our 4-hour. Look, large sells. Large sells. This is a lot of selling. This is a lot of selling. Tons of sell. They also bought, right? But they buy only to sell on you again. Okay? Like, where did they buy? They bought this candle. Great. They got their shorts filled up here, right? They've accumulated here and here only to sell at a lower price, which almost doesn't make sense. Vet is number 1 of my bigger bags. Let's take a look at Vet. Vet. I know I got Vet on here. Let's go to the monthly chart. We got news on Vet. What's going on with Vet? What's VeChain and how does it work? That's not really news. Look at this thing. Look at this. Wow. A lot of selling. Sold on to. But some accumulation was done in that month, but then it was kind of sold off again. That's not great. But there's some stopping volume where they wanted to stop price. Let's go into the weekly and try to figure out some levels that we could be at. Tough. All right, let's see. What's the date there? That's the bear. All right, so this is a level. Vet looks good for like bottom, you know? This doesn't look bad. Got it all at the lows. This doesn't look bad, to be honest with you, in terms of levels. Unless I don't think it's going to 0. I really don't. I mean, there's your top. That's fine. But here's where the bear market started. We all know that, you know? August 21, right? And the fall, and then we're getting our value levels. So you had a level 1, level 2, and this does not look terrible. This does not look terrible because you got all these, you got a lot more green above than red. That's what I see. When I see more green than red above, I like that ratio, right? I got more at 4 and 5. I got longs to fill here. Longs to fill and not many shorts. What do we promised here? I like the blue volume. I would say, you know, a cent and 1.3 cents, right? Something like there. There's some wicks here that might need to be filled that have not been filled yet. But after that, you know, there's really not that big of an imbalance over here, you know? And they're not going to give you that, I don't think. Look, here's where they're long from. They're long from below a cent. You're not going to get that. You know, they moved at speed here. This is another probably a big buy. Look at, where are we short from here? We're only short from here. We're long from here. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. This looks like a nice W. Doesn't look terrible. That's the thing, is that some of these alts, man, they look like they want to shift out and start a run. Doesn't it? Like, you got a level 3, right? It was just drifting down, and now you got a nice W on your weekly at level 3. Like, why doesn't crypto want to go? Like, that's what I don't understand. Why Bitcoin seems so bearish. It's just because traditional markets seem bearish. Like, that's the only, and whatever. This thing's pumping today. This thing's pumping. This thing's gonna realize. Look at. It's just coming back into previous vectors. Look at all the red. I don't see any green on this. This is a pump and dump, man. Pumping and dumping. Pumping and dumping. Look at where it's sold at speed. There's value up here. They want to sell it from $1.07. That's what they want. They want to sell it from $1.07. Cool. Some narrative. Look at only selling at speed. I think overall I'm in 165. What could vet go back to? There's green up here, 16 cents, right? $1.65 on vet for all that. Whoa, $1.65. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Oh, maybe 65 cents. No. What could vet go back to? If vet wants to find value, it's going to try to find it in the previous level at level 2. That would be where it wants to find value. Oh, okay. Okay, 1.6. So you're in from like right here. Right? Oh, wow. That's great. All right, so what can we get back to? We don't know where the ultimate low is, essentially. But we do know that there are green areas up here. Let's go to our 5-day. There you go. 10 cents? 10 cents. You know, 5-day is usually a decent promise. It's in level 3. 10 cents, man. That's a 10x. That's dope. And then of course there's always the promise of higher. You know? Or there's also the promise of 0, but that's okay. We know that. You want to visit 3 cents? You're here. You want to visit the areas where I like it when it's multicolored like this, where there was previous of their buys and then some of their sells. So 5 cents is where it sold from last. So that could be a promise. You know, at least at the bottom of level 2. And then if we do come back up higher, that's awesome. Because you got some green volume up here where they also had some buys. You know, whether you can see how small the buy is, you know, here. You know, you don't have a lot. Where did they get a lot of their buys on the 5-day? In May of 2022. and November 2022. May 2022, where are you? Here. This is a promise, in essence, the top of the level at 3 cents. Okay? And then, see, I don't like that. The fact that they bought and sold, that was like, in level 2, it was like, I'm going to buy, and then we know the crypto industry or whatever is getting crazy. Let's sell at the highest level. And then they buy back here. Buy. I like the little buys in level 3. But to me, this is still drifting down. Like, when I look at the levels, I look at it and I go, all right, which way is it drifting? It's still drifting down, in essence. But you could probably bag some more way down here. Definitely bag some more down here, depending on how long this lasts. Where it just kind of drifts down. This is, in essence, the path price is taking. You're following the trend. And I hope that you got a lot saved up and bag a good amount right there. Because I don't think it's gonna go into zero. But right there, I like that volume on the 5-day. There you go, 0.0056 cents on the 5-day at least. Everything looks different here. See, they went long from here on your 6-day. You might not get that because they're long from there. But yeah, and maybe they push it back below a cent and see who steps in. Maybe they push it back below a cent and see who steps in as a buyer, and then that's the ultimate bottom. If crypto survives, if we survive, isn't there like a war or something going on, or we have aliens or something going down? Like, isn't that happening? I think that's what's going on in the world, or that's the media stories at the moment, right? Nothing's open. 9:30 in the morning. Oh my God, that's it. Oh look, BTC is up. Nice. What do we got? All right. What do we got? Yes. Buy a lot. What do we got? What part of the pattern are you in right now? Level 1 consolidation. If you're using the pattern, you're using it like this. You got your W, rise up, level 1, retrace. You didn't make a real clean break into level 2 yet, right? So this is still, to me, like level 1 consolidation. You want to see a clean break up into level 2 at your monthly resistance here before you come back down. But that's major resistance in your last week's low, right? This is, in essence, the path price needs to take, or at least until Monday. Monday, false move Monday. You want to come up, come up and come down quick. People will long. They won't close their longs if you come up to 22.5, 22.7. They're not going to close their positions, right? Because you want to, if you were the market makers, you would want them to believe that this is support, right? You want to make them believe that, right? And then what day is it? It's the 12th today. Monday is the 13th. Isn't the 14th the news and all that crap, right? 14th is the news. So there you go, 8:30 a.m. on the 14th. So let's make a projection here. All right, let's say Asia tonight brings it up. All right, Asia will form the first leg of the M in Asia. All right, London will form, maybe consolidates to form the middle of the M, and then New York is what can bring it down and stall. And we stall? That could happen. I don't know. But this thing is going to maybe not play out. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. When is that? Let's put a line here. The 14th at 8:30 a.m. Right around here. This is the target. Because this is when CPI comes out. This is when shit is going to hit the fan. and it'll hit the fan around 8 right here. So what's the path price needs to take? Hit the stops high. I think last week's low. Last week's low is the target. Anything above last week's low, and right above there, right there, 22,830. Because again, you get back above your last week's low. What's the mentality, right? We're going higher. So why not send a wick up there only to come back down into the true range here, right? That would make a lot of sense. That would make a ton of sense, right? This could even be your W here. 2 hits to the low. There's your pins, right? There's your rise up level 1, right? You're right now consolidating, right? Then you want to see another rise up, right? Level 2, where you'll have like a little W formation, but let's just call it a retrace, right? Into Monday, 8 a.m. Now New York comes on, right? Sends everything up. It gives us a nice false move, right? We send a wick up there, only to come down, make a higher low, right? Over that period of time, give you the impression of a higher weekly low, right? And then they can send a wick higher if need be, if people are not stopped out or whatever's going on, because you don't know what's going on in their order books, right? And then bam, drop, right? Retrace, drop, retrace, death. That in essence is probably likely the plan. You know, we just kind of maybe probably just fall out. You might not even get, you know, the retrace. Not much. You won't even get that much. You might just drop out and not get anything. And that would be your right shoulder. It's pumping though. Look at this. Woo! There's your 800. Look at, there's your 800 EMA, right? Where retail will think that it's all gravy, baby. It's all gravy. We're above the 800 on the 5 minute. Everyone go long. What's gonna happen? My fib is right there. You're getting a strong rejection off of it on your 5 minute. See, you gotta watch out. The market makers or whatever, they use different EMAs than us. They know the 800 EMA, a close above the 5 minute, right? A close above the 5 minute on your 800 EMA could be moon time. Look at all the shorts he's building. Look at the shorts. In your 5 minute, all I see is shorts. Is the bear standing up right now before it comes down? Is it standing up early? Let's go to your 15 minute. See, I don't like that. I don't like those wicks. Those wicks are not good. At least on my candles. Look at building a large short. A large short was built here. You got some longs here. All he's got to do is close out these longs. All he's doing is dumping on your 15 minute. This is just straight selling. He's building shorts. Look at all the shorts he's building. It's not good. Look in the hourly. He's built 3 shorts over the weekend. He's going to make it seem like a V-shaped play. I could be wrong. There's that too. I just could be straight up wrong. But you got resistance here. And you got last week's low to contend with. And on your hourly, right? There's your level. Let's go to your levels. Here's your level. There's a W formation here. There's also a W here. But in essence, let's say it's this over the weekend. All right. Rise up level 1, retrace. You've consolidated. This is all level 1 consolidation. Level 2 could go up into here. And now he could do his business in here. You know, normally level 2 has a little bit of a what do you call it? Like a W in there. I don't think you're coming up there, to be honest with you. You might come up into here. Just above. It might take longer. Right? Something like this. Come up, And then there'll be like a little W up in here somewhere. Something like that. Make a lower high. Not really give you the entry. Yeah. Not bad. Oh, we still got in here. But thank you for hanging out with me. Weekend price action. Ain't nothing to it. What are our indicators saying? Not that it matters. Oh, look at that, another short he built. See how the volume changes? Look at all the shorts he's just built in the 1 hour. Everyone thinks it's pumping. He's selling on you. He's selling on you. He's selling here just to come back up and hit the stops of the shorts of anyone who's got it right. Come on. The volume will tell you everything. He bought here, he bought here, he bought here, and he's not even selling. See how he sells a little bit? He's just selling a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. And then when you see a red bar come in that's the same as this red bar over here is when he's finished with his business. That's when you'll know that we're about to head down. When you get a bigger red bar. A large green vector, well, a large green candle at the highs up here. Around 22,500 bucks. Big psychological level. You get a large red bar. You touch this high, man, from New York. Peace out, man, in my opinion. Because that's the false W. Not much happening, though. Look at... See how he builds his shorts? And then... I mean, he's opening and closing his shorts. Thank you, bro. He's opening and closing his shorts at the same time. If that is him, probably just set an algorithm to do the pattern for him on his vacation or whatever he's doing on his weekend. Look at all this selling at speed on the 1 minute time frame, man. This is scary. Look at all that selling. Look at all that distribution. What if that thing just... Look at the gaps that he's built in here. He just blew out a bunch of volume from this whole entire consolidation zone. Okay, that's what he did. He just blew out all of this. All this false, support resistance BS, that's now gone. Because when you look at your fixed range profile, right, it'll look different. It looks different. So, like, you look at this, right? You'll look at all that, and then you bring it back over to here. Right? It's not there. I don't even think it showed up. Is it? Yeah. I want to see all this price action now. All right. You see how it's different? How it gives you the illusion of support, right? And resistance, so that you would want to take the long from here, right? And you're right now, if you're a retail trader, right? You're looking for a bounce off of this region right here. That's what you're looking for. If you're trying to scalp over this weekend. This is what you're looking for. But what has he done? He's gotten rid of all that. There's no support here, actually. The only support is right here. So that's how he gives you the illusion of support and resistance. And he does that with his own volume. See the volume and the blue? That's where he is buying and selling at speed to blow out the region of support and resistance that you think is actually there. It's not really there. It's now gone because the volume has changed. He changed it with the tick volume. And you can see that when it's highlighted in the PVSRA. So don't long that region. If you want to long, you long from where he longed last. And he's long on the 1 minute time frame from here. 21.8. That's where you go long, where he's long from. Because you have a better chance of being long with him than you do from the people that are over here. In fact, what happened over here? Let's go to the 5 minute. See, here's a good example, right? Here's your 1 minute time frame. All right. people see this mad move up. They want a piece, right? 1, 2, 3 hits to the high, right? And then consolidation, right? They see another rip to the high. They want in on the long, right? But he consolidates and he holds price here, right? People want this, a bounce off this. What's he do? He rips it to the downside. Below, deviates below, only to send it higher, where he has more stops to hit and shit. Hit the stops, hit the stops. No one's letting go of their stops, fine. Consolidate. Hit the stops, hit the stops. Consolidate. Rip to the downside, come back up, hit the stops. That's what's going on here. He's blowing out volume that he's created, that has been created. And look at all the shorts on the 5-minute time frame. That's what's going on here. Look, people have these longs, right? People put their stop losses, people that longed on the way down last week. And he can come up as high as this. But this is all short volume now. So any movements that you see up is just a claim where he has previous long positions that he has obligations to, up as high as here, which is very doubtful that he even needs that money because he's done so much selling in the BART pattern that he's just building mass amounts of shorts. Look at the short on the 15-minute that he just built, right? Which is about half of the amount of the longs that he has here. And that long is only up to here, right? Do you see how the volume is the same? Like, all he needs is to come up here, close his long out from over here, and he's short from here, here, and here. That's what's going on. And he's got to set the psychological ranges, because that's what gets set over the weekend, right? What's the high psychological? Right now, the psychological low he set over the weekend sits at 21,600. So just above the key half number of 21.5K. All right. That's what he's decided is the psychological low of the week. And he'll set the psychological high. And normally what happens is manipulation goes on between the psychological regions. And then whatever breaks first is where price will go. So if you're trading below the psychological low, it's likely price continues down. If you're trading above the psychological high, it's likely that price will continue higher. So if he sets a nice psychological high just below 23K today on a nice Sunday false move or whatever, if he sets a nice psychological high here, that's a huge psychological region to play and manipulate in going in Tuesday. I mean, you don't know if you're going to get that. Right now, you're just getting rejected off these highs. That's it. That's it. So, I would not be trading at the moment. 56-minute time frame. Look at all the shorts. He's just selling on everybody. It's really, really sad. Anyway, I think I got one person in here. It's been fun. I'm losing my voice. Nothing's happening. Nothing's going on. It's very likely that this just comes up to around last week's low. He throws a wick above. If you want to catch a good short, 22.8. If you think it's going long, I don't know, man. It doesn't look that way. It doesn't look that way. Wait for the news to come out. If you think it's going long, wait for the CPI to come out. And then make your decision on whether you want to buy or sell. Anyway, it's been fun. I'll catch everybody later. Peace out.